What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day, another evening, another morning? Not evening. I guess it's evening somewhere. To the Daily Grind. I'm your host, Dirty SG, and on today's show, we're a little lost on stories. I was running a little late. The reason I'm running a little late, there's a little friend here that I have. This is my brother-in-law's new dog, and we're babysitting, or I'm babysitting. This is Jester. So Jester needs to hang out with me, but he's a baby. So he needs to go for walks and stuff a lot. So I didn't know if I was going to do a show at all, right? So he's hanging out next to me because he's got some separation and anxiety. If he loses sight of me, he starts to freak out. So I have him on a little. I made a makeshift thing for him. Yeah. So he's just hanging out over here next to me. He's like a pig in shit. He's happy. He's happy right now. So if I have to leave or do something, it's because the little pup needs me. Yeah. So he's just chilling next to me. He's never, until last night, he's never met me before. He's about, I think, 10 weeks old. So awesome dog. Awesome dog. Yeah, he is a good boy. He's a good boy. All right, on today's show, we're going to go over Disney. Disney Plus has a huge opportunity in games and will tap into AI-based user-generated content, CEO Iger says. We're going to talk about Sony. There was a bunch of users creating their own Concord servers. Well, Sony cracks down on the Concord custom servers. So we're going to go over that as well. We have a video that we're going to watch of a gentleman called DQ Roman. He's got about 10,000 subscribers. I have to add him to the actual. Let me add him to the Discord, or no, to the actual. Hold on one second. The DQ Roman. And then we're going to watch his video where he takes all the games that have been out this year, gives you his thoughts and opinions. And since he's going over the nominations that he thinks, we're going to use him and then see if mine will line up with his and whatnot. We'll have a little conversation about that. And then at noon, the Video Game Awards actually announced their nominees and stuff like that. So we'll have a little conversation of the actual nominations that happen at 12. I don't know if we're going to be able to do an afternoon stream with Mr. Luke this afternoon because I don't know what time they're picking him up. So other than that, appreciate it very much. What's going on? Let's see what chat's doing. What's going on, Dustin, Travis, Eclipse, Sarge, Jason, Altern, good morning. Big Mo. Who am I missing? Aku, good morning. Robert Jones, good morning. Ward, good morning. Kylo, good morning. Jesse, what's going on? Good morning, good morning. I hope you guys had a good weekend. This weekend, I played a lot of Marvel Rivals. Yeah, don't worry. It's just a fan. Is that good? You're freaking out? There you go. I lowered it. The dog's freaking out. He's like, the hell is that? You're okay. Here. Play your bone. Play your bone. There you go. All right. So I played a lot of Marvel Rivals this weekend, playing a lot of Gambit. He's cool. He's a cool character, and he looks amazing inside the actual game. So played a lot of that. I actually played a lot of Daredevil as well. Morning, Wonder Rose. Played a lot of Daredevil, and I played a lot of Gambit. Very good. What's going on, House? Yeah, really fun. So I jumped back into that. Played a little bit more of Arc Raiders this weekend. I usually want to kind of wait. I did solo stuff. I did kind of mission-based type of stuff this weekend. And then saw the Beach Boys in concert at Epcot. That's right. I'm old. Growing up, I've told this story before. The only A-track that we had in my dad's Oldsmobile as we were moving from New York to Florida was the Beach Boys. And the Beach Boys was A-track, and it was stuck inside. He couldn't take the A-track out. So that's the only thing we had to listen to. was the Beach Boys. So the Beach Boys is one of my favorite bands growing up. And they were at concert. Well, not all of them, obviously, but most of them. And John Stamos was there joining them. So if you watch Full House, they're old as hell now. Yeah, and they're still good. They're still fantastic. So free concert at Epcot. So I figured, why not see them in concert? That's right, Uncle Jesse. Uncle Jesse. And those of you that don't know, Uncle Jesse was a huge Beach Boys fan. Right, Chester? All right, so let's get to the first story. Those of you that are coming in just late now, we have a little puppy just off camera right here. So if you see me looking down to the left, you're right. That's what I'm looking at. All right, so Disney Plus has huge opportunity in games and will tap into AI-based user-generated content. CEO Iger says, if you guys like what I do, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Okay. So, ready to play a game starring Stitch on Disney Plus, or maybe create some kind of personality, AI animated version of the chaotic, but oh, so adorable alien from Lilo and Stitch you can also share with your friends. Disney Plus, which is all process of merging Hulu into unified platform, is preparing for the biggest and most significant changes from the product perspective. Okay. Since the stream service launched in 2019, according to CEO Bob Iger, speaking to the media giant, September quarter earnings called Thursday. He says Iger has sketched out Disney Plus's future roadmap, which could include games, comments of AI, user-generated content, big vision, he said, and particularly with the development of AI. It's also be able to leverage Disney Plus as a portal to all things Disney. So just listening to this and then seeing what's happening with Fortnite as they're putting stuff on Fortnite, and then seeing what they're doing with Marvel's Rivals by making that 100-person like lobby, this all kind of comes together, doesn't it? Obviously, they're two different games, but it says there's an opportunity to use the engagement engine for people who want to go on to the theme parks, want to stay out at their hotels. What are you doing, buddy? Here. Stay at the hotels and want to enjoy the cruises of the cruise ships at Iger. And obviously, there's a huge opportunity for games. He cited that Disney is a $1.5 billion investment in Epic Games and the company behind Fortnite. And while the games are also experienced developer under partnership, we largely be on the platform. The Epic Pack gives us an opportunity to integrate a number of game-like features into Disney Plus. Okay. Iger on the roll continued. The other thing that also really excited me about the AI going to give the ability to to provide users at Disney Plus with much more engaging experience, including the ability for them to create user-generated content and custom user-generated content, mostly short form, from others. Okay. So I know there's a lot of talk about AI in the last, couple of years, year and a half or so, and there's a lot talking about because of Arc Raiders, because of COD. Okay, what's happening right now? A lot of people are pushing back and saying we don't want AI, but obviously AI is going to happen regardless if you like it or not. And then what's going to happen, at least in my vision, okay, the way I feel like it's going to happen is that everyone's going to start using AI. And you're going to not know it's AI because it's not going to be like when you go to the store and it's like, oh, this is a regular apple and then this is an organic apple. They're not going to label stuff like that, okay? It's just going to be all blurred together, and you're not really going to know if it's AI or if it's made by person. Now, I've said in the past that they will put that thing on there that says, like, made by human hands or something like that, okay? And that could still possibly happen, but what I'm saying here is everyone's going to start using AI-generated content in some way, shape, or form. It's going to blur the line, and people are going to be like, I don't want that. I don't want that. Just like they said they're not going to buy digital, and they're only going to get it physical. It's going to go the exact same way, right? There's going to be a point where there's going to be people pushing back saying, I don't want to play anything that has AI generated into it, okay? And then there's going to be people that don't really care. And what's going to happen is, just like the digital to physical format that went from 20% to 80%, and then it just swapped. Literally in 1 year, it went from 80% people buying digital to 20% people buying physical, just like that, because that's what happens, right? He's so freaking adorable. He's so freaking adorable. Look at this. You're a good boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. So freaking adorable. Yeah, he's just sitting there. He's just what a freaking amazing dog. What a good dog. Yeah. So so that's what's going to happen, right? In my eyes, people are going to look at AI and say, I don't want AI. I don't want AI. And then all of a sudden, they're just going to accept it. So there's great opportunities in terms of our collection of data and our mining data. Iger told analysts and also said above else, there's a phenomenal opportunity to deploy AI across all direct-to-consumer platforms, both provide tools to make the platform more dynamic or more sticky with the consumer, and also giving consumers the opportunity to create their on our platform, right? So they don't care. They're like, hey, I have an idea. I have an idea, okay? They're like, they don't want AI, but what about if we give them the tools to make the AI stuff, and then it's their stuff, and we're not making the stuff, they're making the stuff. Okay. Just set up a puppy cam, bro. Do you want me to just put it on him and I'll talk over him? I mean, I don't know what you want me to do. I don't have two cameras to do it. Come here. Come here. You're being asked to be on camera. Okay, there's the puppy cam. Okay. So it says, needless to say, AI features that Mouse a House lights up on Disney Plus would like to be confined with very strict sandbox. All right. Iger said that Disney executives had some interesting conversations with some AI companies, and they would be characterized as some of them as quite productive conversations as well, seeking not only to protect the value of the IP, but creative engines, but also seek opportunity for us to use technology to create more engaging consumers. And we'll also encourage them in some discussions that we're having. Iger didn't identify which AI companies and Disney has spoken to, but he also said it's obviously impressive for us to protect the IP using the new technology. And we've also pretty engaged on the subject with a number of entities and hopefully ultimately be able to reach some agreement with the industry and the companies that would also reflect our new protected IP. It also sounds like what they're also saying is basically they're okay with people making the stuff, okay, as long as they give them, right, they give them the actual permission to. You see what I'm saying? So if they give you the tools to make the stuff for them, then they're okay with it, right? They're okay with it. Okay. It says on the front this year, Disney began actively engaging with action of legal against AI companies that allegedly that also infringe on the copyrights. Now, Disney, together with the NBC Universal and Warner Brothers Discovery, have sued Midjourney and a Chinese AI company, Midmax, seeking to recover monetary damages to injunctions to block the alleged infringement. Okay. Beyond using AI for content production, the features of products like Disney Plus, the company sees opportunities in terms of increasing efficiency by deploying AI across the enterprises, okay, and also the cast members of their employees, also of their guests and customers, okay. Isn't he just adorable? He's just such a good boy. He's such a good boy. Yeah, I should do this every day with him. It's like take your brother-in-law's dog to work day. Yeah, he's such a good boy. I think he's a sheeperdoodle. I think that's what he is, Dolphin. If you're asking, is he a sheep? No, this is a dog. Yeah, no, I think he's a sheeperdoodle. Yeah, he's like 10 weeks old. Definitely, 30's definitely not returning the dog. He does love me. He does love me. Yeah. I think they named him wrong, though. I would call him Snoopy, but his name's Jester. Yeah, he's just adorable. Is he an old English sheepdog? No, he's I think he's a sheeperdoodle. I'm not really too sure what he is. They lost a dog earlier this year, and I think this is the same type of dog they had. I think he's a sheeperdoodle. I think 30 is ready for a new kid and a new dog. No kid. We're not having a kid. Definitely not. Definitely not. But the dog, look at him. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He's such a beautiful doggy. I will babysit this dog anytime. Right? You ready to take a nap? You want to just lay down over here and take a nap? Yeah, it looks like you want to take a nap. Yeah, turn around. Yeah, he's exhausted. I ran him this morning, so dog of the year winner. Yeah, he's a good dog. So yeah, it's interesting to see what Disney's doing with the actual, instead of they're turning into the skid. You guys, you know what I'm talking about? Instead of letting people just do whatever they want with their characters because of AI, they're like, you know what? What about if we let the people do what we want inside AI, inside our video games, inside of our actual stuff? Because if they give you the opportunity to make stuff like in Fortnite, if you want to make your own ride, if you want to make your own movie, if you want to make your own whatever it is using their stuff, they own that stuff. And they're okay if you do it because you're making the content for them. And then it works both ways, because now if you're upset about people using AI, they're not using the AI. They're letting you, the consumer, okay, use the AI instead of them making AI stuff. They're letting you use the AI stuff, and it's a win-win for the company, because not only are they not making the stuff for you, you're making the stuff. So if you're upset at yourself. You're not upset at the actual company. But these are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. What do you think about this as far as the games and Disney Plus and how they're integrating stuff like they did with Marvel Rivals with that 100-person room? What do you think about when they come into Fortnite and what they do there? Let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know in the live chat. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. Roadkill says, I need a dog that... Wait. I need that dog. Congratulations, man's best friend. He's not my dog. Thank you very much for the $10 super chat there, Roadkill. It is my sister-in-law and brother-in-law's dog, brand new dog. They've had it for maybe 2 weeks. They went out. It's their birthdays. Their birthdays are like 2 days apart. So they went on a little weekend getaway. And they come back today, but we were watching them. So, yeah, he knows I'm talking about him. Yeah. I appreciate the $10. Thank you very much for that. Make sure he protects the chickens. He's an inside dog, man. This is not a farm. He'll get about 30, 40 pounds though, I think, when he's full grown. Their last one that they had, his name was Duke. He absolutely loved me. Be careful you don't fall off there, bud. I made a makeshift taking storage containers. There you go. There you go. Lay down. It was their dog. Now it's a streaming dog. I mean, I could see if I could babysit him every morning. Yeah. So what do you guys think about Disney? What do you guys think about Disney? Right? Do you think that's a smart idea where Disney says, hey, you know what? If everyone's going to go the route of AI, why don't we just let them make the AI for us? Like, take the AI, make the content they want to make, and then we're not in trouble because they're making the content. You're not making the content, right? Like the company's not making the content. Jesse says, Disney ESPN sports betting on Disney Plus soon, said Bob. That, Jesse, I think is going to be the downfall. And when I say the downfall of Disney, I'm not saying like Disney's going to go out of business but as I said about what Battle Royale did for Battlefield, okay, ESPN sports betting is going to do what Battlefield Battle Royale did to the franchise of Battlefield. Kill its identity. Disney itself is known as a family-orientated thing, and they're going to destroy that because of the betting inside of ESPN. Disney is trying to get rid of ESPN, but nobody wants to buy it. Dolphin says, I met some random guy on Arc Rivals, and we glitched into the locked door like 5 times. I'm rich now. Arc Rivals? You mean Arc Raiders? Or did you make a new game? AI created? Did you take Arc and Marvel Rivals and merge them together to make Arc Rivals? Premium dog for premium dog owners. Ray says, I found a 3DS XL. I'm getting old. Can't do the 3D anymore. Yeah. Dolphin says Arc Raiders. I mean, we can have a spinoff, though. We can have a spinoff of Arc Rivals. It's a sequel. You can hear me twice again. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. There's no second audio coming through. There's only one audio. I don't know where you're hearing the second audio from. Kyle says, I can't stand what Disney is doing, but here I am going to Disney World once a year. We go all the time, but we're locals, Kylo. I mean, it doesn't make sense. And let me tell you something. When people tell you no one's going to Disney World, this weekend was an absolute, like, it was so many fucking people there. So many people. I was like, who says that no one's coming to Disney? Like, the entire park was packed. You couldn't move. Couldn't move. Let's see. Dolphin says, I'm hungover, but I still only heat you once. He's still not, can't talk straight, but he can hear me once. I saw the Epcot video of people at the Beach Boys. You couldn't even walk. Yeah, Kylo. It was insane. Insane. Are you local, Kylo? Or are you like, do you go often? Or are you close by and you come every once in a while? World says, what's up, everyone? We're going to Disney World? I'll have to pass. That's fine. I understand. Mo says, 2020 hearing. Y'all can hear very faint sounds. It's a gift and a curse. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, are you using earphones, Mo? Is that what you're doing? You're using headphones? Same people that are saying Battlefield's Black Ops 7 is doing bad. We'll see what we'll see. Can I just say, like, the number that we talked about this weekend, Eclipse, when everyone's looking at the Steam charts. Again, and I'm not a Call of Duty defender here in any way, shape, or form. Okay. Let me bring up the stuff that we talked about in Discord this weekend. Okay. I'm not a defender of it, but I have to show you the numbers, right? I got to show you the numbers because here, I sent it to. Can I open this? Okay. So this is from Circana. Now, take what you want with a grain of salt, all right? But let's read this together, shall we? Note, sales of software package in a hardware bundle are not included in the best-selling, okay? U.S. top 10 best-selling PlayStation 5 games, physical and full game digital for Publisher Digital Leader Panel, ranked on dollar sales. Reporting period is from 11/12/2020 to 10/4 of 2025, okay? Now, remember last year when everyone said that Call of Duty Black Ops 6 was the worst Call of Duty ever? Okay, remember that. Okay, now this is only PlayStation. And the only reason I'm bringing up PlayStation is because everyone's looking at the Steam numbers, okay? Just to show you what PlayStation's doing, okay? Because we don't know the actual sales, but we can put numbers together because of other numbers that have been foretold, okay? So this is the entire time PlayStation 5 has been out since 2020, 11/12/2020 to 10/4/2025. So 5 years of this console being out. And remember, Call of Duty was the worst Call of Duty up until the worst Call of Duty, which is this year, which is Black Ops 7. Okay. Now, we don't know what Call of Duty has sold here, but we do know that Marvel's Spider-Man 2 has sold 11 million copies. Okay. We know this because they've said it, right? It sold 11 million copies. So that means Call of Duty Black Ops 6 has sold more than 11 million units. Okay? It could be 11 million and one. Doesn't matter. It's still number one on PlayStation. So now, let's go to the Steam charts. Okay? Let's go to the Steam charts real fast. Let's see. Campaign Steam charts. Is this going to be it? No, it's not. That's the wrong one. That's the co-op campaign. Is it going to be this one? Yeah, this is 5 days ago, right? This is the one. All-time peak, but the 24-hour peak. They're all mashed together, right? Where's the one for Call of Duty Black Ops 7? Here. People are highlighting it here on Twitter. Okay. Right? So there's the number, right? The top peak, 94,000, 24-hour peak, 84,000 of the people. This is the weekend. Now, obviously, this is on Steam, okay? The total peak 3 years ago was 491,000, and that's a couple of Call of Duties before. Okay, we go back to this number again, and you look at Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 when it came out in 2022 was number one until Spider-Man came out and beat it, right? Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 at one point was probably 1 to 3 or whatever it was, okay? EA Sports, Hogwarts Legacy, God of War Ragnarok, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, which we know only sold about 5 million or whatever it is, and then we have NBA 2K25 and 2K24. So in 5 years, the most selling games on PlayStation is 3 Call of Duties in the top 5, okay? So now I tell you, when you look at the Steam number and everyone's like, well, the Steam number, this is the worst Black Ops or Call of Duty game since the last Call of Duty game, which is Black Ops 6. Okay, so when it's all said and done, and someone comes out and shows you this number, and Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is in the top 10, it doesn't really matter what Steam did, because Black Ops sold over 11 million copies just on PlayStation. Now, Black Ops is also on PlayStation 4. It's also on Xbox One. It's also on the Xbox Series S and X. It's also on Game Pass for the $30 version when you pay $30 a month on it, right? Then it's on Steam. Then it's also on battle.net, okay? So when someone's going to come in here and tell me that Call of Duty is just not selling well, I hate to break it to you, but it'll probably sell double digits just on PlayStation alone. Just on PlayStation alone. If that's just PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 4 and 5 combined, it will sell double digits just on PlayStation by itself. But, you know, everyone likes to look at it. Now, again, people love piling on stuff, okay? I looked at the campaign. I'm not going to play it. I haven't bought a Call of Duty game since 2009, which is Modern Warfare 2, the original, okay? Now, people are going to tell you that the campaign blows and it, cool, right? Hence why we had a conversation last week before the game even launched, and I said they put that extraction, that 32-player co-op extraction at the end of the campaign for you to play, because they're trying to course people to get through the campaign to get to that other thing so they can actually go, hey, you know what? The campaign was bad, but this thing afterwards is pretty good. You have to play the campaign. You can't pause the campaign. You can't save through the campaign. You randomly join people that are going through the campaign. They want to get you through the campaign as fast as possible to get to the extraction part afterwards. And on top of that, they want you to play the multiplayer, which, again, people buy every single year, just like they do Madden, just like they do everything else, because they have to. They're not customers, they're consumers, okay? They consume whatever it is. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It doesn't matter if it's broke or finished. They buy whatever it is. Julie Villa says, I had seen a video where players are using cameras as eyes in AI to watch their TV, trace the screen to find targets, and then input controls for the character on screen. Scary, undetectable aimbot. Interesting. Let's see. I heard COD 7 is trash. What is that about? It is trash. It is trash, House. But the reason I show these numbers or the charts is because it doesn't matter what the people tell you if it's trash or not. It's still going to sell double digits on PlayStation alone. Ray says Black Ops campaign run like butter on Xbox One VCR. I was using a VRR display, but some artifacts happen. Robert Jones says, can you even see individual COD titles player numbers anymore? No, they're all merged together. When we look at this number here, Jones, this is not individual. The only reason I know this number is higher than this number is because Spider-Man 2 is known that it sold over 11 million units, which is the number one selling game of PlayStation first-party titles, and Call of Duty sits above that. Okay, so we know that Call of Duty Black Ops 6, the worst Call of Duty since the last newest Call of Duty, which also was the worst, but now the new one's the worst, still sold and outsold Spider-Man on just PlayStation alone. Right? We don't know the exact number of Call of Duty sales, but we know that it's outsold Spider-Man 2. Makoki says, seeing those numbers makes me understand why Sony has so concerned about COD becoming Microsoft exclusive, and also why Xbox can't afford to make it exclusive. Right, and we talked about this a long time ago, Makoki. Microsoft was never going to take it away from PlayStation because they would be leaving a crap ton of money on the table. Roadkill says Battlefield 6 will outsell Black Ops 7, I guarantee. You're going to be wrong in about, 2 weeks. Battlefield combined, just because it's on PlayStation, PC, and Xbox, there's only 3 platforms. Black Ops is on 7 different platforms. You're going to be so wrong so quick. But stick by it. Stick by your guns. Eclipse says, well, that's the wildest take you've ever had, Roadkill. I hope you're right. He's not going to be right. But I love the boldness of it. He's like, I guarantee it's going to... Okay, cool. Now, if you want to say it's going to outsell them on Steam, I'd be like, I think you're going to be right. Overall, you're 100% going to be wrong. Robert Jones says, if as a Steam isn't the end-all, be-all for player numbers. For certain games, it would be, right? If a game only came out on 3 platforms and it doesn't sell majorly on Steam, Call of Duty is not a major seller on Steam, never has been, okay? It's always been on Battle.net, and it's been on consoles. Maybe in the future it'll change, but taking Call of Duty numbers on Steam has never been like, oh, man, look at it, it's totally bad on Steam and being a failure. It still sold 17, 18, 19, 22 million copies. Roadkill says, I know, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be right. Battlefield 6 all the way. Okay. Kraken says the campaign looks like absolute garbage, but we also know COD tards cannot help but open their wallets. 100% Kraken. Argus says a lot of PlayStation exclusives don't sell a lot, especially compared to the PlayStation 5 owner base. Jesse says, 30, what do you think about the new Black Ops 7? I think it looks like ass. I think every single Call of Duty looks like ass. This is why I don't play them or purchase them. I think the campaign, I said this yesterday in Discord, Call of Duty reminds me of what happened to Fast and Furious, the movie, right? Fast and Furious 1 and 2 were about car movies. Vin Diesel was like, yeah, we're going to make a car movie, okay? But then Fast and Furious went into where it almost feels like a fucking Avengers movie, right? That's what Call of Duty has turned into. Call of Duty, go back to the original Call of Duty. It's like a World War II slow campaign. You're in war, and now it's some trip ass like you're tripping balls, and you're. It looks like you've snorted something from a Scarecrow from Batman, and you're tripping. Okay, like it has nothing to do with war anymore. It's like this psychological thing that's happening. It doesn't look like Call of Duty at all. They've completely lost they've lost the brand of the franchise. Right? They've lost what the franchise is. Roadkill says we shall see in 1 year's time which one sells more. We won't even have to wait that long, Roadkill. You'll know that Call of Duty sold more than Battlefield by Christmas time. Kyle says, I don't see outselling Black Ops 6, at least. The game actually is horrible. Even the multiplayer is bad. I mean, I hope you're correct, Kylo. I really do. I honestly don't care if Call of Duty sells or not. The reason I'm telling you that it's going to sell is because there's so many people that just don't give a shit. Again, a customer and a consumer are two different things. I have actually wrote a song about it. It should be up in about a week or so. I'm still working on it. Okay. Customer and consumer are two different things. And a game can be successful because the consumers bring it above that. So if you like it or not, it doesn't matter because the consumers bring it and it sells tens of millions. Dolphin says people don't realize that YouTube and Twitter is like 1%. 99% of the sales is dads with dead end jobs that also buy Madden every year. 100%. So people are paying $70 for an extraction shooter. Well, no, they're paying $70 for a campaign and the multiplayer with a hidden extraction if you beat the campaign. Yeah, that's what we said last week. I was like, and if you don't buy Call of Duty and you just play Call of Duty through the $30 Game Pass, like that's even worse because you pay $30 to play the campaign and then you might like the extraction shooter afterwards. But once you're done playing it after that 1 month, you have to pay $30 again to play it more instead of just buying the game outright. I went back about 3 weeks ago, Mo. I went back to play Division 2. I tried to get Sarge to play it again. He's like, I'm done. Because they added a bunch of stuff to it to like run around and just, you know, more things to do inside the world itself. Krebsy says, I like to see these people who said Black Ops 6 was the worst in Modern Warfare 3 in 2023 or Vanguard. Krebsy, right? And then, and again, you have this, right? You have this. Black Ops 6 was the worst game ever, but yet it's the #1 selling game on PlayStation, which is over 11 million copies, right? Every time they say it's the worst game ever, and yet it still sells tens of millions just on one platform. This is not PlayStation 4 and 5. This is just PlayStation 5. I also like to compare Black Ops 6. It was also on Game Pass. Peak of 315,000 to Black Ops 7 peak of 100,000. And since COD HQ, all now 4 games of Warzone get combined into one number. Kyle says, my buddy who also game shared with the COD card, so he also bought it. I tried it out with him last night. It's horrible. They resort to bringing back the Black Ops 6 2 map for multiple player for nostalgia. Yeah, minimal viable product. Would you say that? Would you say that, Kylo? Is Black Ops 7 minimal viable product? Travis says, 30, I like how you keep looking at the dog, checking in. Well, he's a puppy, man. He's up on this little crate that I've made for him, and he's tired, but he just wants to be next to me, right? He just wants to be next to me, so I want to make sure he knows. Yeah, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's like nervous, you know what I mean? Like he's in a new place with a new person, and he's just like, this is all he knows. Like he wants to move off the box, but at the same time, he's like, I'm going to stay where I'm at. Yeah. Right, Jester? All right. Jesse says Black Ops 7 and Black Ops 2 in modern day audience. Same stories, same people, same characters. Robert Jones says it's almost like every new sports title is the worst entry and also the bestseller. It's crazy how that works, Jones, right? It sure is. It's laughable. The menus are copied and pasted. The Black Ops 6, they also changed the color from orange to light blue. Well, that's huge. It's a huge difference. They went for, they're like, it's the exact same. They're like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Do you see? This is orange. This is blue. They're not the same. Like, what? It's the exact same. Don't forget to buy a shock collar for your puppy. Well, it's not my puppy, and I don't think they would put a shock collar on him. Yeah, he's not my puppy. But I'll tell you what, I probably take better care of this dog than the person that owns that dog. You know what I'm saying? He'll just have to buy a new one. Yeah, we're going to keep this guy. He's ours now. He's ours now. World says, I enjoy the COD multiplayer, but I just don't care about it anymore. I'm in my single player story arc right now. That's usually how it works when you get older. World, you kind of just lean towards more of the. I'm in the open world co-op games right now. That's my arc right now. All right, so we go from that to. Let's go to. Do we have two of these? All right, so. There was a bunch of people working on the actual, I don't know why you would do this, right? They were working on Concord. They were making custom servers, okay? These people are the true fans. These are the people that Randy Pitchford wanted for Borderlands 4. These people are the Concord fans, like Ron, right? And now Sony says, Sony cracks down on Concord custom servers. Issues DMCA takedowns on gameplay videos. Why would Sony do this? They're so customer friendly, right? Sony has started removing YouTube videos showing Concord running on fan-made custom servers, raising new questions about how far the company will go to shut down the community rival. Okay, it says Concord's short run was rough from the start. The hero shooter launched in August 2024. Can we just say it only lasted 12 days? 12 days, chat. 12 terrible days as one of Sony's big live service pushes, but never found a strong player base within the weeks server went offline. Refunds were rolled out. The game was also left unplayable. Once everything was shut down, Firewalk Studios, the team behind the project, closed not long after. Earlier today, the story took a surprising turn when a small group of developers brought Concord back online with custom servers. They spent months rebuilding the back end, reverse engineered systems, and getting matches working again. Right? Fans finally saw the game boot up, load characters, match players, and even run a full Clash Point match. It was also the first time anyone had played Concord since Sony shut everything down. Now it looks like Sony's not thrilled about this. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if this went live and it outdid the actual run of Concord itself? This is why they shut it down. They're like, no, sir. You are not showing us that you're going to do it better than we are. Okay, so they said, like, let's cut that out. It said shortly after the project gained attention, the two main YouTube videos from the original devs behind the project showing Concord running on these custom servers were hit with DMCA takedowns. The takedowns were also issued by MarkScan. The same company responded for many of the Sony's recent copyright enforcement actions. For anyone unfamiliar with MarkScan, okay, is a digital asset protection firm that sends DMCA notices and monitors online content for large clients. The company has also a long record of acting for Sony's behalf. Past cases include DMCA strikes tied into Microsoft, Sony Music, tied into Sony Music, removals involving old television footage claimed for Sony, and multiple takedowns connected to the Sony Interactive Entertainment project of Bloodborne. Demake the modded game footage. Okay, you can't even look it up. The video is gone. Okay. It says, in other words, the MarkScan shows up. It usually means that Sony is behind it. These lines up with the also what happened here, as right now the takedowns are all focused on YouTube gameplay videos, not the custom server project itself. Read one of the devs behind the Concord project posted a short update on Concord Delta Discord saying that due to the worrying legal actions, they've decided to pause invites for the time being. Well, that means you can't do it ever because they're going to be looking for it. So if you wait 6 months and then do it again, they're probably going to come back after you. Okay, it's important to note that the team has not received any direct DMCA notices from Sony MarkScan for actual custom server project. So far, all actions are targeted towards YouTube uploads, not the code or the development work. Okay, so what do you think about Sony stepping in this fast? Should the older live service games be allowed to come back through the community projects, or is it expected outcome when publishers pull the plug? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Here's my thoughts, and I'm pretty consistent on this. Sony did the exact same thing to one of my favorite MMOs of all time, Star Wars Galaxies. Okay, Star Wars Galaxies is one of the best MMOs ever, in my opinion. Okay. Even though World of Warcraft is better and whatnot, what Star Wars Galaxies did, there's still MMOs that have never even come close to what they've done into that game. Okay. Well, years afterwards, a community decided they wanted to, take the game and revive it. If you're a company and you shut down the studios and you're not doing anything with the actual IP anymore, and you're not doing anything with it, okay, then you shouldn't care if someone decides to take this and bring it. Now, I understand there's copyright laws and they still own the trademark, and maybe down the road they want to do something. But you literally shut down the studio. You literally took the game offline, meaning you're not doing anything with it. Not doing anything with it. And then you have fans, and again, they didn't punish the fans for making the actual thing. They just DMCA'd the actual videos on YouTube. I think let them do it. This is nothing but good news for Sony, for people going, hey, look, there's actually people playing Concord. Maybe down the road they should go, hey, we would like to get your feedback on what makes you want to play this game now, where you didn't play it before, right? Because if there's more than 657 people playing the fan-made one, and only 657 or 75 people played the actual one, maybe Sony should go, hey, you know what? Maybe we should relook at this if there's some sort of buzz around it. But instead, corporations be corporations, right? They're like, well, if we can't have it, then nobody can have it. And then they take it down and they start taking DMCA strikes and whatnot. Again, if you're done using the brand, if you're done using all the stuff, you're never going to do something again with it, then just let them do it. But here's my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. Ray says, this is already more players than Bleeding Edge. Ron says, Concord will never die. Jason says, journalists are still trying to figure out why it failed. It's an unsolved mystery. Jesse says, why PlayStation even care about Concord? If it's fan-made custom servers, their game only lasted 12 days. This is hilarious. Yeah, it makes no sense to me, Jesse. The fans made it better than the actual team did. Dolphin says, I can imagine it like a scene of John Wick. The boss is looking at the numbers and pouring a glass of bourbon. He's like, I don't understand. How is this happening? Just keep this in mind. Gollum was more expensive, and you can still play and buy it. Concord failure was historical. No game tops it yet. It's very true, right? People make fun of Redfall. You can still play Redfall, right? You can still play all these things. You can play Gollum. You can play King Kong. You can play... There's so many bad games. But you can't play Concord. What happens in Concord stays in Concord. Ray says Sony really wanted to shut it down because they know it's the biggest flop in gaming history, and they made by them. They want to just hide it. Just like, get it out of here. August says they never allowed it because they also want to set precedents for other games. Why is it fine with that one and not this one? Kind of thing. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, they let other games be run afterwards. You know what I mean? But for some reason, this game is like they protect it with their life. Maybe Sony has not had a chance to do the $4 million write-off. Maybe. Maybe they don't want people to posting more bad info on Concord. Perhaps. But at the same time, again, if it's just a fan-made server, sounds like just more, like, there's no reason to do it. You know what I mean? 400 million. 400 million. Got it. All right. It's about 10 to 11. We have, let's see, we have this story. And we also have a video I want to watch, which is 17 minutes long, which will probably get us close to 11 to 12 o'clock, and then watch the Game Awards. So why don't we do this? We're going to watch a video called I Rank the Game of the Year Nominees. Okay, this is made by DQ Roman. You can watch it with me, or you can hit the link in the description down below and watch it by yourself. Okay, he made it about 2 weeks ago. It's got 47,000 views. Go give it a like. We're going to watch it here. Again, link in the description down below. he went through all the games, because I've been asking, what games do you guys think should be nominated or whatnot, right? So I started watching the first couple of minutes of this, and I went, yeah, you know what? Let's watch this. Let's stop it, pause it. Let's get my thoughts. Let's get your thoughts and stuff like that as we go with his thoughts, okay? So we're going to watch this. It's a 17-minute long video. Again, if you guys like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Go to his channel. Also do it. He's a small content creator as well.
Game of the Year, an award that means absolutely nothing that gamers around the world obsess over. An award ceremony.
No, the actual nominations, Dolphin, are coming out today at noon. So we'll be live at noon or whatever to do it, to show it live.
Where gamers feel like if their favorite game doesn't win, then it's the end of the world and gaming is shit. The Game Awards is just entertainment. That's it. The wins don't matter. It's a time to just sit back and engage in some gaming conversation, recapping the year. And this year, there's a lot to recap. A lot of heavy releases came out, and in terms of Game of the Year nominee caliber games, there's quite a few. There's some games that are for sure getting nominations. There's some ones that are really strong candidates, and then there's some wild cards that can shake things up a little bit. And so I'm gonna rank them tier list style. I've got 28 games from this year. Some of them are fan favorites, some critically praised, some of the more polarizing picks, and then some that I just personally want to chat about. And we're gonna talk about the odds that each of these games catches a Game of the Year nomination. The tiers. Just
as a reminder, December 11th is the actual Game Awards, which is on Thursday night, which is on the Generation X Gaming podcast, right? We're basically going to watch it live. It's going to be me, Sarge, the Real Fake Wizard, Greg Owen, and the Kingard. And they're going to come and go because they have lives. The show starts at, I think, 7:30 and goes to like 11 o'clock at night. So they're all over the country. Some are in the East Coast, some are in the Central, some I think are on the West Coast or whatever. So they're going to pop in. They might leave. They might come back. But there's going to be 5 of us just talking, discussing, and watching the actual award show together. So if you guys want to watch that, come on out on December 11th on Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, or actually it'll be 7 p.m. And we're all going to watch it together.
These are simple. We've got locks. These are the ones that there is absolutely 0% chance that they don't get nominated. There's no scenario in the world where they don't get in there. And then there's strong case. These are the guys
who... Okay, so he's got his lock category. He's got his strong case category.
They may or may not get nominated, but the year that they had makes it so that if they do, you kind of go, yeah, that makes sense. And then there's wild card. These are the ones...
Wild card? That... They might make it in. You wouldn't be surprised.
Ones that could shake shit up a little bit. The ones that when the nominees are announced and they happen to be on there, gamers get to raging on the internet. Oh, how the fuck did this make it? The guys who, although they might not have the traction of other games, they did some things. Next, we've got No But Let's Talk. These are the games where basically I know that they're not going to get nominated, but I think they did some things worthy of recognizing. Basically, these are my underrated guys for the year. And then there's No Chance. These are the games that no matter how much you love them, how great you think they are, they don't have a chance at a nomination. This is going to be a long one, so sit back, make some food, and enjoy. Our first game, Abiotic Factor, and off top, I'm starting with...
I was just going to say, I'm going to say no talk whatsoever. This is Game of the Year nominations, right? This is what he's talking about. This is not a wild card to me. I think this is a no, but let's talk. That's where I would put it.
Wild card. The people who played this game loved the shit out of it.
I enjoyed it. I don't think Sarge liked it as much as I did, but I like these open world type of stuff. I don't think we gave it enough time, but I did enjoy what it was. We were just fucking lost when we were doing it. We were just like, I don't understand what's going on. And I think that's more on us than the actual game itself. We were just didn't understand. But I did like it because I do like these types of games.
Not a big survival guy myself, but I've recognized how well this game does that genre. I almost wanted to put Abiotic into No Chance, not because I don't think it's worthy, but I think this year is going to have so much representation.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it in the No Chance, but I would put it in the Let's Talk.
Of smaller games that this one kind of feels like the odd man out. But there is a parallel universe where I see this randomly sliding in there out of nowhere and people flipping their fucking lid. As a betting man though, I'd put money that it's probably not going to happen. Next is Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Assassin's Creed Shadows, not in the running. Not in the running. I don't know where he's putting it. In my eyes, I didn't play the game myself, but looking at the actual games that I'm thinking of Game of the Year, this is not even no shot.
More polarizing releases this year. Oh, a black guy in Japan. You're playing a video game. Let's get our life together. You know what I mean? Listen, this is going in no chance. I think the Assassin's Creed formula has kind of just dried up, especially from a quality standpoint. They can keep making them and they'll keep selling. And
I agree with what he's saying here. You can make the next Assassin's Creed game. You keep making them. It'll keep selling stuff. It is what it is, but it's not in a Game of the Year category.
Fans will still enjoy them to an extent, but I don't really see a world where they suddenly get better than what they were in the past. It's kind of just like the COD of single-player games. You know what you're getting, and it's never going to be extraordinary. Avowed, I'm putting in no, but let's talk.
Avowed, I have to say, look, I played, 56 hours, 62 hours of Avowed. I enjoyed my time with Avowed. I enjoyed my time. I thought it was a very good game. I didn't think it was a great game, but for what it was, made by Obsidian, could they have done better? Sure. But it wasn't a terrible game. But it's definitely, I'm not even going to put it, let's talk. This is a no chance. For me, it's a no chance.
Because this is a game.
And I liked it. No chance.
That, it's not getting nominated, and I don't think it should be in the conversation, but I also think most people were wrong about this game. This game ended up with the Skyrim clone label.
I kind of agree with him. Let me back up for a second.
I also think most people were wrong about this game. This game ended up with the Skyrim clone label, which I just never understood whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't understand either. I was running around with a fucking shotgun and whatnot. Like, I had a great time playing this game. The worst part was the god. The god that was talking to you was so boring and so slow. But the actual gameplay itself, I thought was great. Because
playing through the entire game, I never at any point felt like I was playing something that was trying to be Skyrim. I was rocking a dual pistol speed build for basically my entire playthrough, just flying around clapping shit, and that is not a Skyrim experience whatsoever. And I had a really good time with this game. I thought some of the decision-making stuff was really impressive.
Which game doesn't get nominated, Avowed or Outer Worlds? For Game of the Year? This is for Game of the Year, not just for any nomination, I don't think, right? This is for Game of the Year, right? This is for Game of the Year. I rank Game of the Year nominees. Yeah. Neither of these games, Jax, Avowed or Outer Worlds 2, do not get nominated.
With some really gorgeous looking areas. There was some average stuff about it too, but if you let the internet tell it, this game was one of the worst games ever made.
Yeah, no, that the internet telling you this is one of the worst games ever created, they're crazy. It got shit because of other reasons, because of the writers and whatnot, but the game itself is actually a really good game. Not a great game. It's just a good game. It's a low 80s, right? Low 80 game, mid 80 game.
And it just wasn't that to me in the slightest. Still no shot that it gets nominated though. Blueprints was kind of a tricky one. I think I'm going to go into wild card with it.
Blueprints, I'm actually going to have to agree with him. I played Blueprints, didn't finish it. Thought it was great. I like the roguelike aspect of it. I can't make a strong case. In my head, there's just too many games to be a strong case or a lock-in for me. So I could put Blueprints as a wild card. If it did get nominated, it wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me if Blueprints did get nominated.
I think strictly off reception, this game should be for sure in strong case, but I think there's just a couple of things that hold it back for me, mainly impact. It just wasn't as big of a moment.
Here's the thing, right, that he just said that's interesting. We don't know what the format is of why people pick what they pick, right? Do you know what I mean? Are they picking because of popularity? Are they picking because of score? Are they picking because of the amount of people that played it? Are they picking because of all of these things, right? We don't know the actual reason people pick games in the Game of the Year nominations or whatnot, right? Someone could be like, oh, I like it because it was an indie title and they put it in. Another person would be like, I liked it because it was a roguelike type of stuff. Another person could put it in because they like the graphics, right? There's no one rule of why should this be nominated, right? Is it by score? Is it by the total thing? Where I stand is if this game was nominated for like music and art and all this other stuff, nominated, right? You're like, all right, it was in a lot of these different categories. Then we could do it, but we don't know the criteria.
As what its reception was. There's tons of people out there who would say Blueprints, what the fuck is that? I never heard of it. I think it's one of those if you know kind of deals where this thing absolutely could catch a nomination the same way that something like
if this catches a nomination, it wouldn't surprise me.
Balatro did, which was a smaller game. And the folks who know what's up would go, honestly valid, game's crazy. While there's also people who would lose their mind saying that gaming is dead. I think it's just a victim of not a big enough moment and too much indie representation.
That is true, what he just said there. Too much indie representation. There's just so many indie games in there that one of them is going to get dicked, right? Quintar, thank you very much for the continued support, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you very much.
This year that keeps it from being in strong case for me, but it's still definitely got a shot. Then we move on to Borderlands 4. I'm going to put...
They can get Game of the Year? Wait. Any good DLCs released this year? They can get Game of the Year. I get what you're saying, Krebsy. Borderlands, no chance. Borderlands, no chance. It looks like he's putting it in the no chance. Borderlands 4, no chance for Game of the Year.
This in No But Let's Talk.
I love
this
Talk.
game. This is a very...
No way this gets Game of the Year.
Good Borderlands game. I've seen a lot of people say that this is the best Borderlands game. I still think that belongs to 2 and will always be 2 because that game was kind of just lightning in a bottle. But Borderlands 4 probably does do a lot of things better on a technical level.
I mean, if there was a criteria, technically this game wasn't complete when it came out. By that standard, I can't give it a nomination for Game of the Year.
Critics just don't respect Borderlands games like I do, though. They gave this game the same score as Borderlands 3. I don't see a world where that's the case. Even Borderlands 2 is at an 89, which is a great score, but I mean, this is a game that to me, top 20 all time. Like it's a...
Chat. Now, I'm not saying he's wrong. I just want to know if you guys agree. Is Borderlands 4 a top 20 game of all time? I don't even know if that, no way. Top 20 games of all time. I see 5 of them being Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead Redemptions. Okay, that's 5. Then you got the Mass Effect series. Okay, that's just those games off the top of my head. Then you got the Mario games in the past. You got Zelda games. There is no way. Hell, I don't even think Borderlands 2 is in the top 20 of all games of all time. And I love Borderlands 2.
Clear 10 out of 10, but fuck it. Borderlands isn't getting a nomination. That's all right. Critics suck anyways. We move on to Death Stranding 2.
Death Stranding 2, he's putting in a strong case. See, my problem is, in this category thing, strong case and wild card to me are the same. Right? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, strong case and wild card is if you put these things in wild card or strong case, if they make it in, you wouldn't be shocked. Anything below the wild card of the no talk, no, but let's talk, and below should not make it. Anything in the wild card and strong case are the same to me. But that's me.
And this is
Robert Jones says, 30, why don't you have your own award show? Because it takes a lot of time to put stuff together, Jones, and my problem is I don't like to do something that's half-ass. Do you know what I mean? I know it looks like my streaming stuff is like half-ass, but to put the time in to get people to vote and the criteria, plus I can't really pick because I didn't play all these games, right? So I think that just by that standard, I can't make my own award show because I didn't play all the games. That's just the way I feel.
Where we get our first strong case. I want to say lock, almost, but in the multiverse of madness, there is a timeline where somehow, some way, this game doesn't get it. The reason I'm so confident that it is going to be there isn't because of the gameplay. It's not the story. It's not the critical reception. It's Kojima. They fucking love this guy, man.
That is true. Jeff Keighley. Okay. This is definitely in the running just because Jeff Keighley runs their award show. And he absolutely loves Kojima.
And maybe rightfully so. I don't know who's to say, but Kojima could remaster SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, and they would throw him a Nobel Peace Prize.
Let me rewind what he just said there.
It's Kojima. They fucking love this guy, man, and maybe rightfully so. I don't know who's to say, but Kojima could remaster SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, and they would throw him a Nobel Peace Prize for transform.
That's very true. That's very true. If he remade a game, they'd be like, this is the greatest game ever. Kojima made SpongeBob SquarePants Bikini Bottoms the greatest game ever.
Art. I'd be shocked if this game was not there, but still, it's not a lock, just strong case. Next is Donkey Kong Bonanza, and
I know Jason, this is a lock in for him. I think this is also a lock. He's putting it looks like in a strong case. I think this is a Nintendo lock. Donkey Kong's a lock. If it's not a lock for this, then it's a lock for the Mario Galaxy 2 or whatever it is.
Going in a strong case again. In a year where Nintendo is dropping 3 titles for their flagship IPs, surely one of them is going to get a nod.
Yeah, I agree with what you just said there. And because I just said it myself, right? Galaxy, Mario Kart, or Donkey Kong, one of the 3 is getting in for Nintendo, right? One of the 3 is getting in for Nintendo. I would be shocked. I don't know which one, but I would be shocked if one of the 3 Nintendo games did not make one of the spots in Game of the Year.
I haven't played any of them. I wouldn't be caught dead with a Nintendo console, but one of these fellas is getting in there. And
it is, Dolphin. Yeah, it's going to be on Amazon Prime this year.
Donkey Kong seems to be the one that the critics fucked with the most. Doom the Dark Ages, another.
Doom of Dark Ages, no chance. No chance. He's putting it in the no, but let's talk. I didn't play it, but just watching people play it, no chance.
No, but let's talk. I don't know what other people played, but the game that I played was fucking great. It's an 80.
Well, I bet it was. But it's not in the running for a Game of the Year.
3 on Metacritic.
And he knows that. That's why he put it, let's talk.
Which is a good score, but it's not Game of the Year nomination good. Now, if I may be bold and courageous and brave for a second, I like this game better than Doom Eternal. There's some people that might get upset at that, but I don't give a shit. What are they going to do? You know what I mean? I had more fun with Doom the Dark Ages than I did with Eternal, and I had a lot of fun with Eternal. I kind of just think everyone was wrong here. Like, it's a very good Doom game, but nonetheless, it ain't catching a nomination. Dynasty Warriors Origins. Let's spin.
Dynasty Warriors, no shot. No shot, no chance. Again, locks, wild card, and no chance. He's got 2 extra categories. Strong chance and no talk, no but let's talk. The no but let's talk and no chance are the same for me. And the strong case and the wild card are the same for me.
The block once more on no but let's talk because I don't know what happened here.
Krebsy says, Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, Split Fiction, Ghost of Yotei, Death Stranding 2, Hollow Silk Song, that's the top. And then wild card slots, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Donkey Kong, Arc Raiders, and Hades 2. So you're saying Krebsy that in the wild card spot. So wait, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you have 5, and you're saying in the wild card spot, any of these other games could take that 6th spot, and you wouldn't be surprised. Got it.
This is definitively the best made Dynasty Warriors game ever. They did it. After a decade plus of shit in the sheets, they pulled one out to say, we still got the sauce. This game's got an insanely strong case for best action.
Yeah, Sweat Dog, I don't think to me, again, everyone's different. To me, I don't care who wins because it's a popularity contest when it comes to certain things, right? The point is these 6 games that are nominated, the nominations to me are more important than the actual award who wins itself.
Game of the year. I think the combat system and fights in this game were more impressive than any other game. I just don't know how this game didn't receive more traction and respect, but story of my life, all my favorites get average Metacritic scores, so no chance at a nomination for the boys.
Yeah.
Elden Ring Night Rain, this one is going to hurt for all you FromSoft.
This will probably be in the multiplayer genre, right? But now with Arc Raiders out, in multiplayer, I think Arc Raiders takes it.
Fellas out there, but there is no chance in hell. Like, I'm gonna keep it funky. I think Ball Pit has a better shot at Game of the Year nod than Night Rain does. It just didn't hit with audiences like a FromSoft release normally does. And they obviously went out and tried something new. They tried to
this is not gonna make it.
Experiment a little bit, which I commend.
I think if this came out any other time, there's just such a strong lineup this year.
To see a studio just copy paste the same formula over and over again. But I think it just missed the mark for a lot of people. Some people loved it, and shout out to y'all. It ain't getting a vote though. Expedition 33.
That's a lock, right? We can all agree that Expedition 33. Now I only put 20 hours into it. I never completed it, but at the time I did play it, it was a fantastic game. Not my type of game. Well, I used to love that type of game. Not my type of game now. Absolutely amazing. Everything about it. It's a lock.
3. Our first lock. Now, I've got some strong opinions on Expedition. I love the game. It's one of my favorites of the year, but I also hate cult-like fan bases who make something into something that it's not. This is the best game of all time. This game changed turn-based combat forever. It's a masterpiece. Well, let's slow down a little bit. You know what I mean? I think no matter what...
Eclipse says it's a game of a generation for me. That's a hard lock. It's the front runner. Yeah, I think it should win. Now, I do see a scenario because of what this game represents inside of the video game space that it gets dicked. Do you know what I mean? Like, the industry's like, we can't have this win. Because if this wins, everybody, their standards rise up, and we can't have standards rising. We need to have a minimal viable product in the video game industry. Okay? This is why they didn't want Baldur's Gate 3 to win. This is why they don't want games like this to win. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, this game's awesome. Obviously, this game should be in the running, if not win. But who knows? Who knows what these journalists that vote and the people in the industry vote?
What your thoughts are on the game, whether you enjoyed it or not, you cannot deny how important this game is, not just to the year, but to gaming in general. The underdog story of it all, what it represents as a potential transition piece into the future. There's a lot to talk about there from the gaming culture side of things, and a lot of that ties back into why so many people hold the game in such high regard. There is a 0% chance this game does not get nominated, and it's the clear winner.
From his mouth to God's ears, there is no way this game does not make nominations. But you know, we always say never. There's just something about it. I hope I'm 100% wrong. I want this game to be nominated. I want this game to win. Okay, and I'm a Split Fiction, right? I love Split Fiction. Split Fiction should be in the running of this. Okay, at least as a nomination. But if this game doesn't get nominated, holy Christ, you're going to get a bunch of people I think they might boycott. They might boycott the rest of the industry.
As of right now. But there's also another game that's kind of right on its ass for me, and that is Hades 2. I'm going to put Hades 2 as a lock, but I had to kind of think about it, which doesn't make a lot of sense because Hades 2 is the highest rated game of the year. How could it be anything but a lock? The reason why is because I don't know.
Not a big fan of Hades, but I do like... Well, I shouldn't say I'm not a big fan. That's the wrong wordage. Okay? I don't have the time to play game. I played other games like Hades. I played Hades 1 for about 15 hours. Okay? Off and on. Didn't try Hades 2. This is a wild card to me. I don't know what he picked. Did he pick it in the wild card position? Where did he put it?
I'm going to put Hades 2 as a lock.
He put Hades 2 as a lock. I can't put it as a lock. To me, it's a wild card because if it does get nominated, it wouldn't surprise me.
But I had to kind of think about it, which doesn't make a lot of sense because Hades 2 is the highest rated game of the year. How could it be anything but a lock?
That would be true if there was a criteria and an actual standard in the video game space. Because if it's just by score, then you would take the 6 highest scores, and then those would be the games for Game of the Year, right? That would be an okay criteria. If you took the 6 highest scores in gaming, regardless of multiplayer, single player, whatever, you took the 6 highest ratings, but then that changes the entire outcome of the video game industry. Because then you get people that promote a game and give it a higher score just so it is one of those 6 games at the end. And then if a game is up there, like Arc Raiders, and then you get one idiot from Eurogamer making an article of 2 out of 5, drops it 6 points, then you have problems like that as well. But that would be a good thing, the top 6 highest scores, but we know that wouldn't happen because someone would fuck that up as well.
Reason why is because I don't know if the impact was felt that heavily by this game for me to say that it's undeniably 100% getting in there. There's a lot of games this year that have had some really big moments that were much more felt than Hades 2. But ultimately I went with lock, and the reason why this game's a lock outside of critical praise is because I'm playing it right now. And I'm not going to spoil too much here because at the end of the year I plan on ranking every game that I've played this year, but getting my hands on this, getting to partake in that experience, yes. This game is getting nominated, man. The critics adored it, and that's the biggest factor of it all. Hades 2 is a lock. Next is Ghost of Yotei, and I'm going...
Ghost of Yotei, I think, is a wild card, okay? I know a lot of people don't want to hear it because they might hate Sony or whatnot. It's a wild card. I think if GOTY came out with less games that are this good this year, it's a lock. It's not a lock, but then again, it's one of Sony's only higher end games this year, or first party title games. So just like Donkey Kong, a Nintendo game gets in there, a Sony game gets in there. So would it shock me if GOTY is nominated? To me, it's a wild card.
Strong case here. It scored really well with critics. It was one of the big moments of the year, long-awaited sequel to a beloved game. And I think this is another one where the story behind the game gives it a lot of weight. There were all types of heated conversations about this game going back to its initial reveal. People were mad about the character, mad at the voice actor, some of the developers. This game was sent through the ringer on day one, and I think the fact that
Well, you can say that for a lot of games. You could say that for a lot of games that came out. They got through the ringer.
Came out, it was still that big moment, and people still love the game, kind of gives it just a little boost, you know? Then there's Silk Song, and this is another.
Here's another one, man. This is hard. This is hard. Is Silk Song a lock? I don't know. Kylo says lock. I want to say lock, but there's just so many goddamn games. I can see this one. It's more of a lock than Hades 2. I think I kind of agree with that, Krebsy. I think I kind of agree with that. I think this is more of a lock than Hades. Right? For the small games, Hades 2, Silk Song, Blueprints, I think Silk Song is that lock. I don't know if Hades 2 is a lock. Maybe two of them. I'm going to say lock for this one. Hades, I think, is a wild card in my eyes. Hades 2 is a wild card. Silk Song is a lock.
Another one where the moment was too monumental to say anything other than lock. It's not for me, to be honest. I love Metroidvania.
Yeah, it's not one for me either. But I think this is a lock.
And for some reason, Hollow Knight just never clicked with me the same way it did what seems like everyone else on the planet. But again, regardless of how you feel, because these nominations do not give a shit about your feelings, the anticipation was massive, the moment was massive, and the game met a lot of people's expectations.
Would Keighley expand the number of games allowed this year? He's done it before. I think they would announce it ahead of time. I mean, he didn't yet. Maybe they do it at this and be like, hey, there were just so many great games. We're going to have 7 nominations come in. But usually something would leak about that. Maybe after this point. Maybe because there's so many. Here's the problem with that. 6, I think, is a good number. Right? If you put 7 this year, and then next year there's not 7 games, and you're just kind of like lumping one in there just to lump one in there. I know it's easy to say, well, there's got to be easily 7 games. To put 7 games and then next year you only get like 5 good games and 2 are just kind of like, you got to fill it in. I don't know. I think 6 is a good number. I know someone's going to get, dicked over in some way, shape, or form, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is.
Expectations. It performed well. The critics and players loved it. One of the highest rated games of the year.
Yeah, we're going to watch it. That's why we're doing this first.
Those are the only 3 locks this year. There's one that we'll talk about later that I think should be a lock, but we'll get to it. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Now, if you ask a certain group of folks on the internet, this is a lock. It's the clear game of the year. This is the best RPG ever made. I'm putting it in strong case.
Here's one that beginning of the year, you looked at Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and you're like, lock, right? But then all of a sudden you get these other games come in. Silk Song came out of nowhere again, right? So Kingdom Come Deliverance, that might have been in there in the beginning, and all of a sudden now gets booted out in the wild card position, right? There's just a couple of games that you come out. Then you throw Arc Raiders in. People really like Arc Raiders. Could be a multiplayer game to be first nominated and win since Overwatch from almost a decade ago, 9 years ago. Okay? I don't know, man. I think this was a lock earlier this year. I think now it is it's a wild card. If it gets in, it wouldn't surprise me, but it's a wild card.
Fortunately, people are going to turn this one into this year's version of Spider-Man 2 or Wukong, where when it
Kyle says Expedition 33, Silk Song, Split Fiction, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Donkey Kong, Hades 2 is my list. I agree with 1, 2, 3, 4. The two that I disagree with, that I don't, and it wouldn't surprise me if they do, is Kingdom Come Deliverance and Hades 2. The two twos. I don't know if they make it, but it wouldn't surprise me if they do. But you could swap out Kingdom Come Deliverance and Hades 2 with another one of these other games, and it would be just. I think the lock-in for me is Expedition 33. Silk Song's a lock-in. Split Fiction to me is a lock-in. I don't think Donkey Kong should be there, but because of the industry, I think Nintendo, it's a lock-in. But I take Donkey Kong and say you could replace that with any of the Nintendo titles. So it can either be Mario Kart or either the Mario game.
It doesn't win, and spoilers, it's not going to win. The internet's going to flip their lid and say gaming's dead, award shows suck.
Jason says the Game Award nominees leaked. I don't know if that's true because they're sealed, right? Or do they already know? Did someone really leak it?
Yada yada. This game is not a lock. There is a world that this doesn't make it in, and if I'm keeping it funky, I don't think it's going to get nominated.
Jason says, yep, legit. Well, I guess we'll find out in about 20 minutes, huh?
I'll give you my 6 nominees at the end, but it absolutely can. At the beginning of the year, I said it had no chance, but there's some things that changed throughout the year that changed my mind on that. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has a strong shot at a nomination. Just to its fans, don't be weird when it doesn't win, because it's not going to, all right? Mario Kart World Wild Card, I think this game...
Yeah, obviously, I think you could put the wild card in for any of the Nintendo games.
Game ended up being the little bro of the 2 Nintendo releases so far. It was the big flagship console release game. I think they thought it was going to be a massive smash, but somehow just got...
Yeah, it's a dick move by Jason, if that's true.
The reason I say wild card instead of no chance is because one of these motherfuckers is getting nominated. I will stamp that.
Agreed.
Donkey Kong or Mario will be on that ballot. I just think Donkey Kong is way more likely. But in the insane world where it doesn't, Mario Kart is somehow going to slide in there. Metal Gear Solid Delta, this one hurts me, but there is no chance. I haven't gotten to play it yet. It might be a wait for sale type beat at this point, but I'm a huge Metal Gear Solid guy, specifically the OGs. The first 3 are some of my favorite games of all time, and at the beginning of the year, I really thought this was going to be the big remake of the year with all the critical praise. But for some reason, it just didn't work out like that. I don't know why. Like I said, I haven't checked it out.
Jason comes in here. He's like, you guys having fun? Well, fuck you. Here's a leak.
Oh, yeah, but yeah, it just didn't grab the traction that it needed. Shame. Monster Hunter Wilds. This is where I get a little...
Monster Hunter, beginning of the year, right? Beginning of the year, I would say locked in. Now, no.
Disrespectful. I almost want to say wild card. It was received really well by the critics. It was an enormous moment. Maybe the big...
And if that's true, if Warrior64 posted it, fuck him too. Right? Fuck him too. Anybody that leaks the information right before the fucking thing comes out, you're all a bunch of assholes.
Biggest of the year, honestly, but I'm going to piss some of you folks off and say no chance, and here's why. I think the hype around this game died down.
You're the person that watches a movie, stands outside when you walk outside, and says the ending of a movie before the next people walk in. You should step on Lego bricks for the rest of your life.
Really fast and really hard. It went from breaking records and getting all types of praise to not just going quiet, but instead turning into people hating the game. After less than a month, it felt like...
This made him scared to jump off?
No. Well, no, yeah, he didn't want to jump off, but he wanted to be in my arms. So. And he's just hanging out. You want to walk him?
Yeah, they're on the way to pick him up.
Oh, okay. He's just been hanging out and chilling.
Everyone, anytime they brought this game up, was shitting on it, whether it was poor optimization or people just getting into their comparison bag and saying Worlds is way better than this. I think this is a tricky one because the numbers and initial reception would tell you that this should at least be a wild card. Some would even argue a strong case.
This would have been a wild card earlier in the year, not so much now.
But I don't see a chance in hell that voters can't come up with 6 games over this. Ninja Gaiden 4, long-awaited sequel.
No, Ninja Gaiden 4, no shot. No shot.
No chance. The critic score's not high enough, moment wasn't big enough, story wasn't gay enough. I don't want to dwell here too much because I respect Ninja Gaiden that much, but yeah, there's no chance. Oblivion Remastered, slide on right next to your boys and no chance. This one's tough because the moment was enormous. In Oblivion Remaster, shadow dropping on our head tops, I remember the moment vividly. Going over to download.
I said this when it came out. Remakes, remasters should never be in the running for Game of the Year. I don't care how much you like it. They already had their time to shine when it came out. No need to do it again.
The world looked beautiful. The nostalgia was oozing through, but this thing is based on what the voters think. And the voters are the journalists. And the journalists just didn't click with the game like that. So no matter how big that moment was or how crazy it felt to hear that news, it's not making the cut, my boys. Outer Worlds 2, I'm playing this game right now. We're going.
Outer Worlds 2, no shot. There's no shot for Outer Worlds 2 if you take away 3 of the games that are in the running for Game of the Year. It's not saying that Outer Worlds 2 is a bad game. There's just, I would pick Mario Kart over Outer Worlds 2. I would pick Blueprints over Outer Worlds 2. I would pick Ghosts of Yotei, Kingdom Come Deliverance, Donkey Kong, Death Stranding. All these games are better than Outer Worlds 2.
And no, but let's talk. With just 10 or so hours in, I'm saying that this game is already underrated. I genuinely don't know what else Obsidian has to do for people to say that they make an amazing game. Their niche is RPGs. That's always been their thing. When I see Fallout New Vegas has an 84 on Metacritic, when Coder 2 has an 86, now Outer Worlds is at an 83, I start questioning.
This is why I don't care about people's scores, right? You like the games that you want to like, okay? There's a difference when you're talking about 80 to 87, 89, whatever it is. It's like fractions of points. The people that give reviews based if they like certain games or not, there's no criteria again on how people, vote or review games. Okay. As long as it's not like a Gollum, a Concord, a King Kong, 83 to 85 to 89 doesn't fucking matter. It really doesn't. If you like the game, you like that genre, you like the thing, fantastic. Enjoy the game.
Are other people just not experiencing what I'm experiencing with Obsidian games? Because if true decision-making, choice-driven RPGs are what you're looking for, BioWare is probably the GOATs of that, and then right behind them, I got Obsidian. And keeping it a buck with...
Leo says, thank you, Jason. Now if Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 isn't there, I hope you only find your left sock for eternity. Yeah.
Obsidian is doing it way better than BioWare in recent times. Critics just don't appreciate Obsidian games as much as I do. They never have at any point in history, and I guess it just is what it is. Outer Worlds 2 is incredible, though. Big recommend. Silent Hill F, I'm going to go into Wild Card. This is another one.
Silent Hill F, again, if it wasn't for all the other games, I think this is a sure in. It's not in now. To me, it's not even a wild card. It's a no chance.
That I didn't play, so I can't speak on it from personal experience, but it seems like the critics fucked with this one very heavy. No negative reviews, barely even mixed reviews. I think there was 2 when I recorded this. It's got way more praise than I actually thought it did before I looked into it, which is cool because I like that they took a chance and went different with this IP. I guess it paid off because people think that it's a good game. I don't think it's going to get a nomination, and it's really teetering on no chance, but I think there's way too much positive reception there for me to just ignore it. South of Midnight is going in no, but
South of Midnight fundamentally can't make it. Look, I thought the music was fantastic, right? John Walker would disagree with me, right? The music was fantastic. I thought the art design, I know certain people don't like the stop motion type of stuff. I thought that was great as well. I like the premise of South of Midnight, but fundamentally it cannot be in the running because of the way the actual gameplay in that game was. The fighting portion of it, just no way.
Let's talk, and I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Do I think this game is perfect? No, not at all. Are there things about it that I straight up dislike? For sure. But this game does some things at an elite level. This game should be nominated for music, for art direction, for performance, and narrative. And it should probably win for a few of those. This game didn't have enough people singing its praises for the things that people should have been singing its praises for. But as far as a Game of the Year nomination goes, there's no chance in hell.
Yep.
Split Fiction. This is going.
This was one of the games I played from beginning to end. absolutely love Split Fiction. Split Fiction, in my eyes, is game of the year for me. Okay? Is for me. Now, again, I didn't finish Expedition 33, so I know I'm skewed, right? But Split Fiction to me was the best, hands down. The entire, from beginning, middle, end, the story, the gameplay, the way they changed everything about it was just phenomenal.
Strong case. For damn near the entire year, I had this game as a lock. And I still think it's going to get nominated for sure. I think it's the strongest game of all the strong case games. But the reason I can't call it a lock is because I don't think time has been on its side. This game...
See, what he's saying here, I agree with, right? Because it came out earlier in the year and time just hasn't... You forget about it. Out of sight, out of mind. Because it happened earlier in the year, it doesn't get as much love as something that came out later in the year. It shouldn't be that way. But it is.
Came out very early in the year, and no one is really talking about it anymore, and I'm not really too...
Yeah, but I don't think you need to talk about it. Like, the game is good. This is a fantastic game. If you guys haven't played Split Fiction, this is an old school side scroller compared, also brand new side scroller. The story's very good. The voice acting is very good. The gameplay is very good. Everything about this game, this is what we always talk about. Make a game, sell a game.
Too sure why. This is for sure one of the best games to come out this year. And
it's, you know why no one talked about this? Because it wasn't broke, buggy, and unfinished.
Days like continuing to do the elite co-op games thing, but it feels like the traction has kind of just been lost. So for me, it does slip down just a bit, just the tiniest bit, but it's enough for me to drop it out of lock and have to duke it out for one of those spots. I do think it's going to get in there though. Sword of the Sea is going into wild.
Sword of the Sea, I don't think it's even, no chance. Not even a wild card. There's just too many other smaller games in there that are much better than that game.
The reason why is the same reason for Blueprints. There's just too much indie stuff this year. I think even though this game is a piece of art and it's up there for one of the best of the year, I just can't see a world where we get damn near 5 indie titles.
Yeah. There should be a whole brand new category for indie titles. Indie title game of the year.
The Game of the Year awards. Not in the same year that Kojima dropped and Nintendo dropped and Sony dropped. It caught a bad bracket, that's all. But I think it's that good that it still could upset some folks out of nowhere. I kind of doubt it, but it would be cool as hell. Talos Principle Reawaken, it's going in no chance. And I really only put it on here to talk about.
I don't even think 99.9% of the people even knew this game even came out.
Talos Principle. This game is so unbelievably good, man. If you never played it and you like puzzle games and you really like mature and philosophical stories, play this game. It's great. I also think to this day, this game's got the hardest puzzle ever put into a game. Good luck. No chance though, big dog. Sorry. The Altars is going in Noble Let's Talk because to me, this is one of the best games of the year. And if I was
this one, I remember watching, we watched the whole video on it. You guys told me I should play it. This is like unfortunately, right? Unfortunately, out of sight, out of mind. People played it, something else came out, and people forgot about this the same week it came out. What's going on, Cabbage?
The sole person nominating games, this would for sure be on there. And I can't really get into too much of why without spoiling some things, but this is genuinely one of the most unique games I have ever played. It plays with some familiar concepts, you know, survival, resource management, base building.
This came out, what, June, July, right?
All that shit, but it incorporates things that felt like nothing else I've ever experienced. This game flew too far under the radar this year. Go play the...
Yeah, it got engulfed by everything else around it. It was awesome, but not awesome enough. It was bad, but not bad enough. You know what I mean? Like, it was just... It was here, and people just forgot about it.
The Altars, I think it's on Game Pass. If it's not, just fucking buy it and be a man, but it's not getting nominated, sadly.
Yeah, that's funny.
And lastly, we got First Berserker Kazan. No chance.
Yeah, no chance. I hear a lot of people liked it. I think Water liked it. But no chance this game gets nominated.
Remember what I was talking about with Kingdom Come?
Right. It exists, Cabbage. It's a great game, and saying it exists sounds like it's a bad game. It's not a bad game.
This is that too. The people that like this game really were swearing up and down that this is Game of the Year. It deserves nomination. Buddy, there is no chance on God's green earth this game is getting nominated. I want you to do this. Come back to this video after the announcement. This is me talking to future you. Psst. Hey, I fucking told you, you dumb idiot. I understand.
Yeah, that's great. Well, we're going to watch in about 10 minutes, right? Does it start at 11:45? It starts
this ain't the year for that.
At noon.
But that is my list. Now for my...
I think that's a good list. Again, the wild cards, I would remove Silent Hill out of this category of wild card. Sword of the Sea out of that spot. And maybe Antibiotic Factor. But I think these are pretty solid. Like if you take these first 2 rows, maybe throw in Blueprints and throw in Mario Kart World. Again, Mario Kart World or Donkey Kong Bonanza could take a 1-2 type of spot type of thing. So I don't know if Hades is a lock-in. It's definitely not a lock-in for me. All right, so mine are right before launch. Here you are. These are my 6 that I'm picking. Expedition 33, locked in. Hollow Knight Silk Song, locked in. Split Fiction, locked in. Donkey Kong, locked in. I'm going to go with Kingdom Come Deliverance, locked in. It's between Yote and Death Stranding 2. And because Jeff Keighley loves Kojima, I'm going to go with Death Stranding 2. So that'll be my 6. So Expedition, Silk Song, Kingdom Come, Split Fiction, Donkey Kong, and Death Stranding 2. Those are my 6. And we'll see.
Nominations. Very easy for me. Obviously, Expedition 33, Hades 2, Silk Song. Boom. The last 3 slots.
I just don't think Hades 2 makes it. I think Silk Song takes that spot.
Split Fiction, Donkey Kong Bonanza, and Death Stranding.
So he basically picks the same as me, minus Hades 2. I have Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
I feel extremely confident about those 6. I feel like those 6 make the most sense from what we know about the Game Awards, how they vote, and what's happened historically. But maybe I'm dead wrong. That's the beauty of it all.
That's the greatest part, though,
nominees in the
right? You
comments
could be
and
wrong.
I'll tell you why they suck. Give me a kiss.
So there you go. I guess we'll find out in about 20 or so minutes. Again, I wish there was just a standard. You know what I mean? I wish there was a standard of how they vote on this stuff. Like I said, I haven't heard a single good thing about Mario Kart World. I had a lot of people say it was also going to be go back and play a previous one instead. Well, the only thing, Argus, is that a Nintendo title is going to make it. Obviously, I think Donkey Kong is that one, right? That's why I locked it in as Donkey Kong. But it wouldn't shock me if the Mario Galaxies or Mario Kart got in the place of that one. I don't think we see 2 Nintendo games in the top 6. You're going to get one. You're going to get a Sony PlayStation game in there, which is not exclusive, but Kojima is known for PlayStation. So Death Stranding 2 or Yote. I'm going to pick Death Stranding 2 over Yote. Right? Even though Death Stranding 2 is now on multiple console or multiple platforms. That's a good video. So go check out DQ Roman. He's got 10,000 subscribers. Give it a like. Like I said, the link's in the description down below. The puppy's gone, by the way. They came and took the puppy. They just stole him from me while I was streaming. My wife came in and grabbed him, and he's gone. All right, it says in 2 minutes. 11:40 it starts, so we'll have this ready to go. Sweat Dog says, boo! Yeah. All right, while we're sitting here, let me I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna put this up here. Quick break. I'll put this up, and then I'll play a little song here. And then you guys, I'll be back. Give me a second. Let's go with. Oh, it's not my dog, Sweat. It was my brother-in-law's dog. You were babysitting. I'll be right back.
Talk about passion, art, and pride. We believe in people in every voice. before they cut the staff, no choice. Your favorite game just hit a high. Record profit stocks in the sky. Then the devs get pink slips through the door. Tell me what the hell are we cheering for? Nothing means anything anymore. Truth's just branding dressed in metaphor. They rake in billions, then ask for more while burning down the hands that built the
All right. Oh, see, it's 20 minutes. Why was there a countdown for a countdown? Jesus Christ. Countdown for the countdown. Argus says puppy snatcher. Yeah, my wife came in and she just took him. What is happening here? Theater mode. Why is it? Oh, I don't think it's working. Something's happening where it's not. What is happening with chat? What are you doing? Arc Raiders music there? Just let you know that the second half of this show, this will probably all get like disconnected afterwards because of it, because they love pulling shit down. Turn the music back on. It's better. It's going to be all the nominees for Game of the Year. Yeah, it's going to be all the nominees for all the categories. They're going to tell you all the nominees for all the categories. There we go. Countdown for a countdown. Typical. Yeah, and then afterwards, what we'll do is probably on Thursday this week, we'll bring up all the nominations on the podcast this week, and then we'll get Sarge's nominations. We'll get my nominations. And then we'll pick as a group, right? We'll do a little voting type of thing. And we'll see what gets picked and see as a community which ones we get right or wrong by the time the show comes out, is what we'll do this Thursday. And don't forget, the night of the Game Awards, December 11th, Greg Owen, the Real Fake Wizard, and the Kingard are all going to join me and Sarge on GXG podcast. It's going to go from, I think, 7:30 to about 11 o'clock at night. And I do recommend, because the program we use StreamYards, the video kind of messes up. So if you guys are going to watch with us, it'll be on the screen, but it might get choppy. So if you want to watch the Game Awards, watch it on a separate screen, and then you can also watch us as well. But the video player on our screen will probably get choppy. That's just what StreamYards does. Jack says it never starts on time. It's scheduled. Yeah, I understand that. While we're sitting here waiting, because we got 16 minutes, let me see if there's something happening on Twitter for any of this stuff. Oh, give me 1 second. Sorry, we got some builders here today too as well. Let's see. I'll just watch it like since Science Mystery Science Theater 3000. Yeah, that's basically the way we want you to watch it, Eclipse. We're just going to be talking, and you guys could have it in the background as well. Altern says, did you see the Deadpool VR reviews are up today? I did not. How's it doing? Is it doing well? Not doing well? The Xbox Showcase coming up this week will feature brand new reveals and Game Pass announcements. So there you go. So that's apparently there's a Xbox announcement. Probably what, Thursday? Wednesday? Let's see what else is going on. Why do people do this? People posted the actual, that looks legit. Anybody that does that, again, you should be stepping on Lego bricks for the rest of your life. I think we get a at the Game Awards this year. We get a what's it called? Euro Truck and American Truck dates for that coming to console. I think we get that. Stalker 2 has faction wars now. Enemies that can expand and control over new territories in its 1.7 jumbo patch, and also adds mega hard mode and makes hiding in bushes meaningful. So Stalker 2 finally completed the game. Couldn't wait 30 minutes. No, they're complete assholes. Let's see what else is going on here. Xbox partner preview November 20th. That's Wednesday. So Xbox partner preview on November 20th. There you go. Right? Today's the 18th. Altern says, so Stalker 2 got better just right before leaving Game Pass. That's correct. It's a good business model, right, Altern? Come out with a minimal viable product on Game Pass first. Get your money from the developers, get paid, and then make the game better right as it leaves Game Pass, so then people have to. Today's the 17th? Oh, it is the 17th. So it is Thursday. House says, did you see Lono's video about the Eurogamer article? I did not. I thought today was the 18th because my son had a thing that was due to him today. I thought that's why we brought it in. Amazon brings Xbox Cloud Gaming to Fire Stick TV devices in India. Well, there you go. What else we got going on here? Xbox Cloud Gaming is now available in India. This Xbox 29th cloud marketing gaming market. And there are 2 xCloud server clusters in India that will also support streaming Xbox games. Okay. Apparently that's big news. Big news. Black Ops 6 is now the best-selling PlayStation 5 game ever. That's the thing that we showed earlier, right? Black Ops 6, the game that everyone said was the worst Call of Duty game before this Call of Duty game came out, is the best-selling PlayStation 5 game ever. There you go. Fantastic. Keep rewarding shitty companies making shitty games. Jester 27, that's crazy. I just had the little puppy that we had here. His name was Jester. Is that him? He left, and now he's... No, GTA 6, PlayStation Premium day one. I mean, I think it will be day and date across all platforms. I don't know if it goes premium day one. That's a bold statement. We did have conversations about this because we actually had a conversation about this a couple of months ago. Well, actually, maybe about almost a year ago, I guess. We were talking about how, maybe it wasn't a year ago, almost a year ago. Time flies, but we were talking about Netflix. We were talking about Game Pass. We were talking about PlayStation. We're like, what if somebody comes out and gives the money for GTA to be on Game Pass or PlayStation Plus or Netflix? What would that do to like the industry, right? We did have a conversation about that. Mo says Black Ops 6 was actually good this year. But it came out last year. Now, Vanguard and the one before it, those were the worst COD games. But those were also the best-selling COD games at the time, Argus. Aku says, hello, I would like to contact you about your Fire Stick's extended warranty. Mo says, you know what I mean, Mike. Yeah, I do know what you mean. Yeah, 1 year. 1 year later, Black Ops 6 was fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. After the patches and everything else. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Somebody created... They created... the GameCube. It's on the Steam Deck. Somebody did it and put the GameCube. That's fantastic. They even put that's a copyright law. Let's see what else is going on. What's the countdown? We got 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Think about all the old timers that are going to be gaming now, Argus. Do you think Rockstar will release the next gen version of GTA 6 after the PlayStation 5 version instead of making it upgrade? I mean, I think that they will be releasing PC the exact same time as console this time around. I have no evidence of this except for the new system coming out, which is a PC that Steam put out, okay, or that is putting out. I just have a gut feeling this time around. Everyone's gonna be like, "Well, they didn't do it last time," and I'll be like, "Well, the last time Grand Theft Auto came out, technology wasn't what it is today. The last time Grand Theft Auto came out, there wasn't cloud gaming. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of stuff that didn't exist, or the industry wasn't doing certain things when the last time Grand Theft Auto came out. So I think that GTA 6 comes day and date across all boards, is what I think. Slug Racer, what's going on? Says, I just don't see the appeal of streaming platform games, YouTube games, Netflix games, etc. Maybe I just don't understand it. It's the only tiny games like Tetris, Breakout, and Snake, right? For those YouTube type of games, yes. But there are games that Netflix is making that are like full-fledged games. So, for instance, they own the company that made... Did you ever play Oxenfree, Slug? Did you ever play Oxenfree 1 or Oxenfree 2? So, Oxenfree 1, Netflix didn't own them at the time, but they bought them afterwards. And Oxenfree 2, that's a full-fledged game. It's an indie game. That's Netflix-owned. You can play that on your phone. Then there's games that like Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, which is now on, so they are making games, full-fledged games that run on the thing. But yeah, games from YouTube, games from Netflix, most of their games are like mobile-esque, small little games, vertical-esque type of stuff. You could customize your Stadia Deck boot-up sequence, kind of crazy stuff, including all full movies before you get it on the console. I think they will also release a PlayStation 4 version first, then 2 years later, PlayStation 5, then 10 years, PlayStation 6 version. Yeah, they're going to go back, yeah. Krebsy says, I think GTA 6 will last 20 years. You think GTA 6 is the last one, Krebsy? Do you think GTA 6 is the last Grand Theft Auto? Mo says, fuck GTA. I mean, okay. Cabbage says, Football Manager, that sort of thing. All right, what we got here? We got 5 minutes. Let's bring this up. We'll put this over here. GTA 7 will happen in just 2050. What I think happens, I'm going to make a prediction. I don't think we get another GTA Online. I think this GTA Online that comes out with GTA 6 is the last GTA. GTA 6 will be the last combined story / online, like a big thing. I think what they do is they just make Grand Theft Auto 7, but Grand Theft Auto Online stays as is. Like, they don't add a Grand Theft Auto Online to 7. They just keep taking 7. They make 7, and they bring 7 in much sooner than 13 years. Because GTA Online is going to be the thing. And I think because the technology is so, like, we're there. I don't think it can go anymore. I think it hits the ceiling. So they just keep Grand Theft Auto Online as is, and they just keep making the single-player stories and then charge full price for those. So I'll say, like, 7 years, we get Grand Theft Auto 7. Robert Jones says, Grand Theft Auto GTA after 6 will be the metaverse. Right, that's what I think. I think the online will be the online, and I think they do make the stories, but the stories are going to be the full price type of stuff. Countdown from a countdown to a countdown. Yeah, in 3 minutes, there'll be another countdown. It's going to go real fast once they come on, because they just bang them out like this, like they do every year. It'll take like 15 minutes to say all the nominations. Will I hear anything about Judas or the next BioShock game at awards? Perhaps. Perhaps. Imagine if a 10-year-old phone, because of all the quantum computers. Game Pass is not free, but whatever. Who said it was free? Who was saying that? So it's a trust me, bro moment. Yeah. Just trust me. That's what it is. Reckon they would show anything from Arc Raiders? You think Arc Raiders gets nominated? Two minutes, Slim Shady. I mean, that's not how that works, Mo. You being paid up so it's free, that's not how it works. You paid. Right. Mo's using the math. I already paid for it, so it's free. So that's not how it works. No, your price, the more you play it, the cheaper it becomes that you paid. Like, I paid a certain amount of money to go to Disney World for annual passes. And if I only go one time, it's going to be a really expensive pass. But the more I go, the cheaper that price comes down. Are you a rap god, Mike? I mean, I'm going to play my latest song for you at the end of the show. Okay? It's called Customer or Consumer. Okay? It's not going to release officially for like a week or so because it's got to go through a whole bunch of process, but I'll play it for you. when we're all said and done. We got 45 seconds, chat. DMCA, right from here. You already made the money I paid, so yes, it's free. No, it's also about, that's not how it works, Muff. That's exactly right, Cabbage. All right, here we go.
Hello, everybody. It's Jeff Keighley, and the Game Awards season
They already
is
ruined it, Keighley.
officially here, leading up to our live show streaming everywhere on Thursday, December 11th. Welcome to our 2025 Global Nomination Announcement Special. Every year, we come together as a community to celebrate and, of course, debate the absolute best in video games. And, of course, also get a look at what's next from our industry's most talented creators. This year, there have been so many incredible games created and updated, but only a handful have the honor of being selected as nominees for the Game Awards by our global voting jury. Who's in the running? Well, you're about to find out as we reveal this year's nominees across all the categories, and you can help select the winners by voting at thegameawards.com. All right, should we do it? Here's the first category. For Best Performance, the nominees are Ben Starr for Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Charlie Cox for Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Erika Ishii for Ghost of Yote, Jennifer English for Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Konatsu Kato for Silent Hill
Troy
F,
Baker's not going to make this,
and
is he?
Troy Baker
Okay.
for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. For Best Ongoing Game, the nominees are Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, Marvel Rivals, and No Man's Sky. For Best Mobile Game, the
Well, obviously it's
nominees
No
are
Man's Sky.
Destiny Rising, Persona 5 The Phantom X, Sonic Rumble, Uma Masume Pretty Derby, and Wuthering Waves. This year's nominees for Best Art Direction are Clair Obscur Expedition 33,
Okay.
Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, Ghost of Yote, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight Silksong. For Best Score and Music, Leveled Up by Spotify.
Expedition
the
33 better
nominees
be in
are
here.
Christopher Larkin for Hollow Knight Silksong, Darren Korb for Hades 2, Lorian Testar
Okay.
for Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Toma Otoa for Ghost of Yote, and Woodkid and Ludwig Forsell for Death Stranding 2 On the Beach. The Best Audio Design nominees are Battlefield 6.
You have to have
Clair
Arc Raiders
Obscur
in here.
Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, Ghost of Yote, and Silent Hill F. Best Adaptation
Hold on a
was
second.
added to the Game Awards in 2022.
Did Arc Raiders not
to
make the
recognize
cutoff?
An outstanding show, movie, or other creative work inspired by and based on an established video game world. Here are this year's nominees for Best Adaptation: A Minecraft Movie, Devil May Cry, Splinter Cell Deathwatch, The Last of Us Season 2, and Until Dawn. For Best Narrative, the outstanding nominees are Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, Ghost of Yote, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and Silent Hill F.
Silent Hill's up there a couple
Community
times
support
now.
Celebrates game developers who continually and transparently engage, support, and respond to their players. This year's nominees are Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, and No Man's Sky.
Best community
Your
support.
nominees for Games for Impact are Consume Me, Despelote, Lost Records Bloom and Rage, South of Midnight, and Wonderstop. In the category of Best Multiplayer, the nominees are Arc Raiders, Battlefield 6,
Hold on a
Elden
second.
Ring Night Rain, Peak, and Split
You're
Fiction.
telling me that sound design
Best
for Arc
independent
Raiders
game
didn't make
celebrates
it?
games with a high degree of risk tolerance.
The fuck are
produced
we talking
outside
about?
the traditional publisher system. Those nominees are Absolem, Ball Pit, Blueprints, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight Silksong. Best Debut Indie Game recognizes a development team that hasn't won a Game Award before. In fact, these teams published their first game this year. The nominees are Blueprints,
Yeah.
Claire Obscure Expedition 33,
So many indie games, man.
Despelote, Dispatch, and Megabonk. For Best VR AR Game, the nominees are Alien Rogue Incursion, Ark & Age, Ghost Town, Marvel's Deadpool VR, and The Midnight Walk. For Content Creator of the Year, the nominees
Is it
are
me?
Pedro,
Oh, it's me.
Kai Sanat, Moist Critical,
come on.
Sakura Miko, and The Burnt Peanut.
Burnt Peanuts.
Part of the
winning that.
Game Awards
Burnt
is
Peanuts
looking
winning that.
forward to what's next. And don't worry,
It's close,
we'll have
though.
lots of games to announce for you on December 11th. But what's the most anticipated upcoming game? Here are the nominees based on currently
Grand Theft
announced
Auto?
titles. 007
No.
First Light, Grand Theft Auto
Yes.
6, Marvel's Wolverine, Resident
maybe.
Evil Requiem, and The Witcher 4. The Best Action Adventure Game nominees are Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, Ghost of Yote, Hollow Knight Silksong, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and Split Fiction. For Best Role-Playing Game, the jury selected
Split
Avowed,
Fiction, in my opinion, should
Claire
win that.
Obscure Expedition 33, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Monster Hunter Wilds, and The Outer Worlds 2. In the category of Best Fighting Game, the nominees are 2XKO, Capcom Fighting Collection 2, Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, and Virtua Fighter 5 Revo World Stage. The nominees for Best Action Game are Battlefield 6,
Oh my
Doom the
God.
Dark Ages,
Get
Hades
outta
2,
here.
Ninja Gaiden 4,
What a waste of
and
space.
Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Innovation and accessibility celebrates games that are making our industry available and enjoyable to more people. The nominees for innovation and accessibility are Assassin's Creed Shadows, Atomfall, Doom the Dark Ages, EA Sports FC 26, and South of Midnight. Next up, Best Family Game. The nominees are Donkey Kong Bonanza,
Okay.
Lego Party,
Okay.
Lego Voyagers, Mario Kart World, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and Split Fiction. The Best Sim Strategy
Okay.
Game nominees are The Alters, Final Fantasy Tactics, Ivalice Chronicles, Jurassic World Evolution 3, Sid Meier's Civilization 7, Tempest Rising, and 2 Point Museum. These games are nominated for Best Sports Racing Game. EA Sports FC 26,
No.
F1 25,
No.
Mario Kart World,
No.
Rematch, and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds.
I mean,
Now the
rematches up there?
nominees in our 3 esports categories, starting with Best Esports Game. The nominees are Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, League of Legends, Mobile Legends Bang Bang,
Best
and
game for
Valorant.
microtransaction
The nominees
store.
for Best Esports Athlete are Brock, Chovy, Forsaken, Kakaru, Mena RD, and Zywoo. And for Best Esports Team, our Special Esports Committee nominated these teams: Gen G League of Legends, NRG Valorant, Team Falcons Dota 2, Team Liquid PH Mobile Legends Bang Bang, and Team Vitality Counter-Strike 2. Okay, we're almost done, but there are still 2 very important categories to go. First, Best Game Direction recognizes outstanding creative vision and
Split
innovation
Fiction's in this.
in game direction and design. The nominees are Claire Obscure
Yeah,
Expedition
Expedition 33
33,
is all over the place,
Death
yeah.
Stranding 2 On the Beach, Ghost of Yote, Hades 2, and Split Fiction.
Yeah, that's a tough category right
Now
there.
it's the big one.
That's a tough
GOTY
category.
Game of the Year, recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience to players across all creative and technical fields. For this year's awards, our global TGA jury has selected the following 6 games as the nominees for Game of the Year. Claire Obscure Expedition 33 from Sandfall Interactive. Death Stranding 2 On the Beach from Kojima Productions. Donkey Kong Bonanza
Okay,
from
that's 3.
Nintendo. Hades 2
Yeah,
from
that's the one I didn't pick.
Supergiant Games. Hollow Knight Silksong
Okay, I got 4 of
from
the
Team
5.
Cherry. And Kingdom Come
There it is.
Deliverance 2 from Warhorse
Split
Studios.
Fiction, in my opinion,
There you have it.
should have
your
been the other
nominees
6th
for
spot,
Game
but
of the
they would
Year.
either take Silk
Now that those
Song
are
or
official,
would
you
take
can anticipate Lauren
Hades 2.
Balfe and the Game Awards Orchestra playing their themes as part of our musical salute to the nominees live on December 11th. But before that, we need your help to decide which nominees become the winners. Make sure to head to thegameawards.com to cast your ballot And new this year, download your vote card so you can share your picks on social media. There is still one more category where the nominees have yet to be revealed: Player's Voice, where fans 100% select the winner from 30 nominees. We'll announce those nominees on Monday, December 1st, so set a reminder on the website if you want to be alerted. The winners in all categories will be revealed live during TGA when it streams globally on Thursday, December 11th.
Legos are in
starting
Jason's
with opening
future.
act at 4:30 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 a.m. GMT at thegameawards.com and live across every major video and social platform out there. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you live on Thursday, December 11th to celebrate the best and see what's next in video games.
I have to say, out of all of the categories and all the things, there's only a couple things that I don't want to say even an issue with, right? Not even an issue. Is their website is, hold on, let me say, follow Game Award Instagram. That's Keeley. Do they have the actual awards up now? Let me see. It's probably the site's going to crash. The only ones that I have issues with, right, is here. We'll start. Is Battlefield 6 being nominated for a couple of those things? Obviously, where's the best? The sound design. Let's see. I think the sound design. Where the hell is it? Best score, music, audio design. Oh, I can't click it. No. Yeah, the audio design and Arc Raiders not being in there. I was like, what are we talking about? Like, the sound design in Arc Raiders is amazing. Battlefield 6 should be in there, by the way. I think their sound design is very good as well. That's not the one I have a problem with. Yeah, the site's going to crash because everyone's clicking on it. But Split Fiction not making Game of the Year, that's a disappointment. I think it should be definitely up there. I think it'll win Best Action and Adventure, whatever it was also nominated for. That's a tough, directing-wise, that's another tough competition. I think Expedition 33 might win 7, 8, maybe 9 awards. It was nominated for so many. So many. Arc Raiders may have been too late. No, it got nominated for one of the things, Travis. That's what I thought. When it didn't make the audio design, I was like, oh, maybe it was too late. And then 2 categories later, it was nominated. Yeah, that's a little weird. But yeah, for the most part, I'm not upset at all with any of the nominations as far as for the Game of the Year. I think it's stupid that someone leaked it ahead of time. I'm not saying Jason, because he got it from someone else that leaked it online. I think those people are fucking morons. Like, you just can't wait. You have to, like, ruin things for people. Like, whatever. But the actual categories, I thought it was actually pretty good. I think what they did, Expedition 33 did not get snubbed in any way, shape, or form. It literally, I think, was in every fucking category. I think it was in every category. Like, it's got 10 plus. Like, easily 10 plus. Let me see. Most nominated publishers. What's the publisher for Expedition 33? Is it Kelper? Kelper Interactive? 13 nominations. Is Sandfall Interactive? Well, then that's the publisher? Well, that doesn't make sense. Because this is what this says. I thought this was it because Electronic Arts, Microsoft, Sega, Supergiant, and Team, right? It says nominations by publisher. So if that's Sandfall Interactive as their publisher, where are they? Because Expedition 33 had way more than 7 nominations. Okay, Sandfall's the developer. Who's the publisher? It's got to be Kelper. Kelper's got to be the publisher. 13 nominations. That's got to be Sandfall Interactive is the studio. Kelper is the publisher. Thank you. Right? Kelper is 13 nominations. 13 nominations for Expedition 33. That's crazy. Here's the conversation that people will have. Are you ready? Obviously, I don't give a shit. But Sony's got 13 or 19 nominations. Kelper, just one game, basically, which is Expedition 33, has got 13. Right? Electronic Arts and Microsoft have 10. Okay? They're going to talk about how combined total, they'll be like, well, Sony beats Microsoft again. Right? Instead of talking about how one individual game has got 13 nominations. Expedition 33's got 13 nominations. 12 nominations. Most nominated games, 12 nominations. Expedition 33. 8 nominations, Death Stranding and Ghost of Yotei. 6 nominations, Hades. 5 nominations, Silk Song. 4 nominations, Split Fiction. Now, in my opinion, this should be all 6 games that are for Game of the Year. Okay? Now, the only one that's not made it, or the only 2 that didn't make it, is Ghost of Yotei and Split Fiction. Okay? When you have 12 nominations and 8 nominations, you're in different categories. You have 6 nominations for this game and 5 nominations for this game. In my opinion, if you're being nominated for all these different categories and your game is like a 90 and above, then 100% it should be in the running for Game of the Year. That's the way I look at it. Right? Kelper did rematch as well, so they got the one. So it got the 12 for Expedition 33, 1 for rematch. A lot of the nominations were a great selection. Some I would make adjustment. Yeah, I think Battlefield 6 got nominated way too many times. I think for some of the certain things. Sound design, I think it should be there. Sound design in Battlefield 6 is fantastic. It was great in the beta when I played it. Expedition 33 right now could be in the position of like Lord of the Rings in the movie industry. It could go for like a clean sweep. If it wins, I think it's going to hit at least 8 to 9 nominations. It's going to win 9 of the 12 minimum. Makes you wonder what the Grammys are thinking about. When the Grammys didn't nominate Expedition 33, when it was on the Billboard charts at number 1, and they didn't nominate it for a Grammy, but yet it makes it obviously for the soundtrack inside the Game Awards. Like, what are you doing? How the fuck is Donkey Kong Game of the Year nomination? Because it's Nintendo. Xbox gave money to Claire Obscure. Should they be an Xbox nomination? I don't know. Arc Raiders won. Battlefield 6 gets 5. What the fuck? I don't understand how. Honest to God, I don't understand how Arc Raiders does not get for sound design. Like that's the biggest shock for me. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Arc Raiders is not in it this year because it was late to the game. Fucking how does it not? I can't open it because it doesn't show me the categories because it's locked. Everyone's locked. Okay. I'm trying to see if they have it where they talk about the sound design. Game of the Year. I'm trying to see if someone put the sound design up there. I can't open the website. Best audio design. Okay, hold on. Best audio design. Let's see if we can go to the actual.
Clair Obscur.
Okay.
The
Best audio design. Let's look at this objectively now. Okay, objectively.
audio design nominees are
Battlefield 6 should be up there for best audio design.
Battlefield 6.
For sure.
Clair Obscur.
Expedition 33, fantastic.
Expedition 33. Death Stranding
Death Stranding, sure.
2 on the Beach. Ghost of Yotei.
I can't say much about Ghost of Yotei.
And Silent Hill.
Is there 5 there or 6? Hold on.
Are Battlefield
1,
6. Clair Obscur.
2,
Expedition 33. Death Stranding
3,
2 on the Beach. Ghost of
4,
Yotei. And Silent
5.
Hill.
They should add Arc Raiders, 6th position. I don't know why you only put 5 there. You put 6 and you put Arc Raiders there for audio design. The fact that it's not nominated, it doesn't have to win, by the way. It doesn't have to win. Okay? But there's only 5 positions. You could add a 6th position and Arc Raiders could be in there. I think that's my only shocker, really. I would have been really shocked if Troy Baker didn't get for Indiana Jones, at least nominated for his performance. And I talked about this last year, right? I think Indiana Jones, Troy Baker for Indiana Jones, it's much harder for an actor to be a character that's already established and nail it. Because if you didn't know Troy Baker was Indiana Jones, you would think Harrison Ford came in and did Indiana Jones. Okay? But Troy Baker did Indiana Jones. Like, he was Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones. Where other people, they're acting, but they're acting a brand new character. They don't have to nail something that someone already did. Troy Baker nailed it. Now, obviously, he doesn't have to win, but what I'm saying is he had to at least be up there. And they did. I was worried. I was like, oh, God, he didn't make it. I know it's Troy, and I still think it's Harrison. Yeah, he did a fantastic job. Ray says you're biased. You should become your Arc Raiders stream. Come on, Ray. The sound design in Arc Raiders is amazing. The fact that they cut it off at 5 games, right? 5 games. But that's my point, El Dente. He's really good at being the character that you think you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know it's Troy Baker. He wasn't just making up a character. He has to mimic the mannerisms and everything of that other actor to make you the user think it is that person. The music that plays extracting is nostalgic. I'm not even saying that the music, though, Krebsy. It's the gun sounds, the robot sounds, the insects, the nature sounds, everything, the footsteps, all the stuff that's happening in the game. That's the sound design. $30 and still biased. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm biased against fucking good games. Yeah, it's not my fault. People are biased against shitty games. El Dente says the entire experience of sound design and Arc is top tier. 100%. All I'm saying is you had 6 games nominated for top game. Why not put 6 games in for sound design? If Half-Life Alyx couldn't get nominated 5 years ago, do you think there will also never be a VR game nominated for? I never say never. The problem with VR, and again, it's just like movies and music. There's movies and TV shows that are nominated for like best film or best television show, but they're like indie titles in the film space and the TV space. There's artists that go underneath the radar, but yet nominated for Grammys, right? in the video game space, it's very hard for a game that doesn't get traction to get nominated, right? It's very hard. And VR is that space where VR games, it's gotta be something very special, right? And I'm not saying Half-Life Alyx wasn't. What I'm saying is a lot of people don't like playing the VR games. I don't know if we never see a VR, but I'm going to say it's really hard for a VR game to break into where all these other games are doing, where massive amount of appeal and people that can try these games out over the VR, where people are like, I get sick, motion sickness and whatnot. And if a game like a VR game, I don't know, let's say Deadpool just came out. I don't know if it's got good reviews or not. If that wins over or nominated over Expedition 33 or one of the other games that got nominated, I don't know. I think it's highly beloved game that people like to play. It's sold well, or a really good game that no one's played. It's a hard sell. Again, I don't want to say never, but I think it's unlikely that a VR game would take one of the 6 spots. Eldeni says, 30, I went to the newest map with a buddy of mine. It ended up in the fight. After we killed a guy, they said, look at the carnage. There were 13 Raider bodies in that one room. I'll post a pic. I hear it's very PvP heavy in that. I went there once. I got murdered by the Shredder. What is it called? The Shredder? I was in there for a minute 45. I turned a corner. It was already coming down the hallway. It saw me. It came after me, and then it was done. It doesn't need to be mainstream, though, Travis. VR doesn't have to be mainstream. The question was, can it get nominated for a game? I just don't think video games is like what the movie industry does or music industry does. Like, just because it's not seen, right? There's plenty of movies in the past that didn't make millions and millions of dollars in the theater, but they got nominated because of the acting and whatnot. Maybe what we get, instead of VR Game of the Year, you get an actor, or you get the sound design, or you get something from a VR game that wins inside one of those categories, not specifically to VR. Let's see here. It's like 12:30. I keep yelling Shredder in the Teenage Mutant Turtles move. VR will never be capable of being seen as a real gaming. I don't think so. I think we'll get there. Indie isn't mainstream, and there are 2 games in the Game of the Year. Correct, but what I'm saying is the VR is more even niched than the indie game title, right? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're talking about a niche of a niche. Can you imagine the backlash of someone nominating a VR game and take the place of one of the other games that sold 10 million copies of something? I mean, again, there's no criteria, so VR and mobile are hard for Game of the Year. Yeah, it's going to be very hard. They have to make their own categories for it, right? And sometimes there's not even enough games that come out in that year, let alone to make a category. For ongoing, Jax, for ongoing game, I'm not really too sure. Was it community? Was it community game? Community support? I think that's what Baldur's Gate was. I can't open the site. It's like locked because everyone's going to it. Let me see. Community support. I think that was it.
Best Community Support celebrates game developers who continually and transparently engage, support, and respond to their players. This year's nominees are Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, best community support.
Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, Helldivers 2.
I'm confused because the other ones have mods and stuff.
And No Man's Sky. Your nominees.
I guess it's just people that just love that game, right? Continue to support it. Aku says 30. You mean like Astrobot versus the other games last year? Again, though, Astrobot is still 10 times larger than any VR game. Right? 4 million people of Astrobot, still 4 million people. That's 3,999,000 more people than bought the VR game. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not even night and day. Like the difference between VR and Astrobot and the other games that sold tens of millions of copies is the same. It's like gigantic gap. Rivals got nominated for multiplayer, I think. It got for multiplayer and best multiplayer, and was it not up there for best fighting game? Is that considered a fighting game? Is Marvel Rivals not considered a fighting game? I guess not. It's got to be the traditional fighting. Ray says Astrobot was only 1.5 million. Even then, that's still way more than people that play VR. Let me see. The best-selling VR game is from Eve Universe, was Eve Gunjack, which sold over 500,000 copies. Not even close. The next one was Beat Saber. Other popular VR games like Beat Saber have sold millions over time. Let's see here. Most played VR games on Steam. War Thunder, 121,000. No Man's Sky, 212,000. It's not a fighter, it's a shooter. But what about if I'm a melee character? No, I understand where Marvel Token would be. That's probably the weakest category, the fighting. Ray says, if you have a VR headset and you don't own Beat Saber or Super Hot, what are you doing? Yeah. Yeah, we have Beat Saber. I don't have the other one. Melee characters are shooting their fists. It's like, wait a minute, I'm not shooting anything. Just because I'm Captain America and I throw my shield every once in a while doesn't mean I'm in a shooter. I'm punching people the entire time. All right. We're going to be live in about another 20 or 30 minutes or so at 1 o'clock. We're going to be playing some Arc Raiders with Luke. I don't have the dog anymore, so we don't have to babysit him. So we're going to play some of that. If you guys like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. I'm going to play you one of my songs I'm working on. It's called Consumer or Consumer. Are you a customer or are you a consumer? All right. Not consumer. It's customer or consumer. We'll be back in about a half hour. If I don't see you guys in about a half hour over on 30 and Still Gaming, we'll be back tonight for more gameplay. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for the Daily Grind. Appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Yeah, there's a difference. Not all money hits the same. Listen up. Hey yo, a customer is earned, that's respect on the line. They don't drop a single dollar till your product is refined. They checking quality, value, the service, the vibe. If you treat them like they matter, they'll stay with you for the ride. But a consumer, man, they buying on impulse. No standards, no questions. They don't care what the bill does. Bad game, bad merch, wrong size, doesn't matter. They keep paying every time like their wallets on auto scatter. Customer or consumer, tell me who you trying to move, bro. One pays cause they see your worth, the other pays for anything on earth. Customer or consumer, two different lanes, two different futures. One you earn, one's just sooner. Yeah, there's levels to the user. A customer's money got a heartbeat, facts. It's the paycheck that they grind for, breaking they back. So if they choose you, man, you better give it right back with loyalty, quality, value intact. But a consumer, they swipe without thinking. It could break in 2 seconds. They'll still cop without blinking. They follow hype trends, whatever's in season. No logic, no filter, and barely a reason. Customer or consumer, tell me who you trying to move, bro. One pays cause they see your worth, the other pays for anything on earth. Customer or consumer, two different lanes, two different futures. One you earn, one's just sooner. Yeah, there's levels to the user. If you building something real, you better act like it. You want customers, then show them where your craft's sitting. Cause a consumer's just a coin toss transaction, but a customer, that's trust, loyalty, interaction. So who you hustle for, who you really trying to reach? The one who holds you accountable or the one you don't care what you preach? Customers build your kingdom, that's word of the wise. Consumers light it up quick, then vanish in the disguise. Customer, consumer, one believes, one's a rumor. One invests in the work you do, one buys anything just cause it's new. Customer, consumer, two paths, choose your future. One is earned, one buys sooner. There's a difference, don't confuse them. Yeah. Know who you're selling to. It changes everything. Yeah.